Trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger? Asminger?
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to mount you.
Bing, ba-da-da-bop. Boom, ba-da-bop. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bop. Boom, ba-da-bop. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bop.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, what's going on?
No, I'm going to give it to you. I want you to take it.
Boom, ba-da-bop. Bing, ba-da-bop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Ba-da-bop.
I like when
All
Kurt
right.
was here and he did like the interlude, like the...
Oh, what you saying
now?
now?
Yeah, there you go. You do it.
All right now. Come on now.
Yeah, you should start doing it every show, D. It's too funny.
You're better
Wait,
on
DeAndre, you put in a little flavor of your own?
Well, we were saying Kirk did it when he filled in the one day. That's what he was
Oh,
doing.
Kirk Morrison, he does his own
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
very
he
got
was
his
fun.
own
feeling it.
thing.
He was feeling it and getting all into it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he
Oh,
was.
yeah.
He sounded
like
like,
it.
Love
he
it.
sounded like James Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
up, buddy?
hey, it is Friday. It's great, man. Today is Friday. We got a great weekend coming up. I am so looking forward to what's going to happen this weekend between USC and Wisconsin. I see Parker just walked into the studio. He's also slapping the bass. Nice job out of you, Parker. Bing, da da bop da bop. Yeah,
You got to hit it up high when you
right.
slap the
Real
bass.
high, really high. But between USC and Wisconsin this weekend, the Rams and the Bears, the Chargers and the Chiefs, and oh, wait a second, because this one is like making moves in real time. Bergie, the Raiders are falling apart in advance of this game with the Cleveland Browns.
And they're still going to win.
And I don't know. As much as bad as your Browns are, Lindsay, the Raiders are falling apart. And on defense, too. They've lost like 2 or 3 different defensive guys.
The Browns
Diablo
don't have an
and
offensive
Cross.
line.
Max Crosby changes games.
So does Myles Garrett.
He's not. You have no Myles Garrett. This is it's basically like the 49ers and the Rams last week, right? Everybody was injured. All the big players were injured. Captain.
Well, today this is probably at around like maybe 11:30, 11:45 in the morning. The Raiders were like a 1.5 favorite in this game over Cleveland. And then all of a sudden the news started to come out. There's no Devontae Adams. Ugh. There's no Max Crosby. One of the Raiders' starting offensive linemen is now out of this game.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, dude,
I knew about Michael Mayer, but not.
And the line was moving. The line was moving in the game. So, Lindsay, what did it go? It went from like the Raiders were 1.5 favorites.
Yeah, now the Browns are 2.5 point
you
favorites.
gotta
However,
just be kidding me.
So here, let's go through we got the Raiders Browns injury report as of, this is at like 1:45 today, right? So Max Crosby, here, I'm gonna send it to you, Cappy.
Okay.
Because the Browns have far more people on the injury report. But one thing I wanted to ask you, Cap, was you've got that fancy schmancy app or that service that you use that
Right.
grades the injury health, the injury status or percentage or whatever. So we need to know like who's worse off.
So this is before all of these injuries were announced with the Raiders. The Raiders going into this game, I always use this service, Bergie. It's called Sports Injury Central.
Okay.
And the website is sickscore.com. So I always use this service because a lot of times when you're betting on NFL games, if you just play which team is the healthier of the two, oftentimes that, and I want to say it's like 65% of the time, the healthier team wins. Don't quote me exactly on those numbers. But this is before the injury report came out today with the Raiders. The Raiders had a SICK score of 88.8, and the Browns had a SICK score of 81.5. So the Raiders were considered the healthier of the two teams. But now Max Crosby's out, Devontae Adams is out, and right tackle Thayer Munford seems to be out for this game.
You just got to be kidding me. It's way too much to be out at this point.
Well, listen.
Divine Diablo is out too, and that's one of your better defensive players. Max Crosby's out. They're all just falling apart. Michael Mayer's a great pass blocking tight end and a pass catcher, and then you also Devontae Adams. This is falling apart for the Raiders.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, they're not the only team who's dealing with this. And by the way, I'm with Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay, just because the Raiders have lost these guys, I still think I would be taking the Raiders this weekend. You got Myles Garrett, who's probably not going to play, and he's, his body's a mess. I don't trust Deshaun Watson. I have absolutely no trust in their offensive coordinator for the Browns. And listen, when your team has been called out by your head coach, to me, your players better respond. And so guys who made business decisions last week, those guys got to go out there and make better business decisions. What are you looking at here, Bergie?
So I'm looking at the injury report, and if you're talking about the business decisions, I'm under the assumption that business decision was Devontae Adams. I didn't see where he got injured. He's not playing this weekend. Is this part of that business decision that you're talking about?
I don't know for sure.
But what would you think? What would your
It's kind of been implied by a lot of different people, Kirk being one of them.
Yeah. That it was Devontae Adams?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't you think so?
How he played in that game? Absolutely, he was doing something for the business decisions.
He was like, it may or may not be a top, highly paid offensive weapon.
That doesn't want to be here and wants to be in New York with his best friend.
I think Kirk was implying it was definitely Devontae Adams.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, we'll talk about this as the afternoon goes on. Raiders, Browns, and all of the injuries that the Raiders now have and how the line has changed. But wait a second. I mean, how about the Chargers and the Chiefs coming up this weekend at SoFi Stadium? You talk a team that is just completely battered by injuries. I mean, Joey Bosa hasn't practiced all week, but that guy only gives you like 5 games a year anyway, which is why when he took a pay cut this offseason, it was like, thanks, man.
You should.
You only play 5 games. I mean, your quarterback is hurt and probably shouldn't play. We'll see if he actually tries to give it a go. Your 2 offensive tackles are hurt, and your best overall defensive player, Derwin James, is suspended. So you got the Super Bowl champions coming to town that are favored by 7 at SoFi Stadium, and they don't usually beat teams by that much, frankly. I mean, you can just look at this past season. They just don't crush people. And so a lot of people think that the Chargers can keep it close, but I don't know how you run the ball when 2 offensive tackles are either out or hurt, and I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback at this point. I have no idea.
Yeah, if Justin Herbert plays, then you have a little bit of a shot. But if you have a high ankle sprain, from what I've read, I'm not a doctor, obviously, and people are going to make fun of it for it, but whatever, that's usually a 4 to 6 week kind of thing, that it takes a little bit, or 2 to 4 weeks that it takes to get rid of that high ankle sprain if it's a mild one. This is not, it's whatever is happening with him. If he plays on it, he got hurt on Sunday again. It seems like a bad idea, no?
Yeah, I think it's a terrible idea, especially when you have a bye week the following week. By the way, speaking of high ankle sprains and understanding and analyzing the injuries, I don't know if you heard what happened yesterday, Bergie, but Dr. Clapper, how are you?
How are you?
He was on the show yesterday. How are you? And he was doing a clapper vision. And he said if you stand up and you take a look at the front of your leg, and he was doing like the whole high ankle sprain thing. Now, I'm broadcasting from the crib, and I was wearing a pair of what I would say are shorter shorts, because it's just me. And yesterday I was not wearing proper underpants,
Oh, no. What did you do?
And I stood up. No, true story. I stood up. I put my foot on my desk, and
clear shot right up the shorts.
Well, it almost all came. The whole fruit salad almost fell out.
That's almost all came.
I'm talking seriously. The 2 apples and the banana almost just came out. The full fruit salad almost made an appearance.
How close was it?
It was so close that I was
Parker?
like, oh no! Like even if just like the just a little bit of the banana came out, that Radio Michael would have frozen it and like enlarged it and tweeted it, but thankfully
it would have not have only been Radio Michael. It would have been everybody that was on the YouTube chat.
Yeah. But thankfully
nothing happened.
Yeah, fruit salad stayed home.
You don't wear the boxer briefs?
Well, I am today. Today
you
I am.
Yesterday?
Yesterday I decided I was just going to go commando.
If you're going commando, you knew you were going commando. Why put the leg up?
Because I didn't really think about it in the moment. Like, I just kind of did it. It all just happened. Dr. Clapper was like, hey, let's do a Clapper vision. And he told me what to do, and I did it.
Yeah, so you just went for it then.
Didn't even consider it.
Did you learn anything from the Clapper vision as you were thinking about your fruit salad?
No, actually I didn't. I was like, I better put the fruit salad away and I better sit down.
Yeah. You don't even know what the whole Clapper vision was at that point.
Yeah, come on. Yummy. Yeah, the Wiggles. Yeah, I love the Wiggles.
Who thought of this? Because I've never heard this before. I was past the Wiggles.
You don't never. I mean, I've only heard this song because it's like their song, right? That's the big Wiggles
Yeah,
hit.
but no, but
you know it, DeAndre.
I do know this.
Wait a second. Okay, it's happening right now on YouTube. They're showing it on YouTube right now. The leg is up on the counter.
Oh no.
The short
I don't have
shorts
this.
are and if you thankfully my right hand is covering where the salad's about to jump out.
I'm going to try and get this on one of these.
Oh yeah. No,
computers.
it's on right now. It is on the YouTube channel right now. Turn it up, DeAndre.
This seems like such a you thing to do. I'm not surprised in the slide.
Yeah, I love the Wiggles.
All right, here we go.
DeAndre,
All right,
this is one of those bands that I can't say to you, man. You ain't know nothing about no Wiggles.
There you go.
I see your leg up on the table.
Yeah.
The shorts are short.
Yeah.
If you're commando under there, that is very, very close.
Oh, dude, it was so close.
I'm so glad I left just right before all of this, by the way, yesterday. That's a perfect time to leave.
The best is his face and that where he realizes he looks in the camera and he's like, oh.
I don't know if that face is saying to me like, oh my God, what am I doing? Or is this like, yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
like you're like excited about it or like,
No.
oh my God,
No,
I'm realizing what's happening right now.
I was very worried about it. I was really, really, really worried about it. I was. All right. Hey, listen, let me just say this. I said we're excited for the weekend. We started talking a little bit of NFL. Want to move into a bunch of baseball because here's the thing, Bergen. I'll leave you with this question. What are the Dodgers going to do this weekend? What should they do this weekend coming off the win in the series against San Diego at Dodger Stadium last night, and the way they exploded that game, and now the way that they have won the division title? We'll get to that story coming up in a matter of moments. But before we do, I want to remind everybody. What are you saying?
Shohei is now naked.
No, it wasn't Shohei. It was almost me. It was almost me. I want to remind everybody about PrizePicks, okay? So make sure you download the PrizePicks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. When you make your first $5 play, they give you a $50 bonus. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Now, this weekend, this is the final weekend of the month of September. That means this is the last weekend of the Caleb Williams free square. Caleb Williams' number this weekend against the Rams is 215.5 passing yards. All Caleb Williams has to do is pass for more than half of a yard, which he's going to do. And once he does that, that's a free square. That's an easy win. I've taken Caleb Williams this weekend, and I've put him together with a combo play. I've taken the Nebraska quarterback, Dylan Raiola, and I've put him together with Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. You've seen these two guys on the internet, how the kid from Nebraska kind of wants to look like Patrick Mahomes. So there's a combo play that the two quarterbacks, the quarterback from Nebraska and the quarterback from the Chiefs, will pass for a combined 482.5 passing yards. So I'm going to play Caleb Williams for more than half a yard. I'm going to play Dylan Raiola and Patrick Mahomes for more than 482.5 passing yards. And just a reminder, my handicapper guy tells me less on Alvin Kamara with rushing yards, less on Derek Carr on passing yards. And Lindsay was saying how her offensive line of the Cleveland Browns are all beat up, less on the running back Ford in terms of his total rushing yards. So download PrizePicks, use our code CAPPY, KAPPY, make that first $5 play. It's an instant $50 bonus whether you win or lose. Let's play together, let's win together, and let's do it on PrizePicks.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with two big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
It never felt so good, it never felt so right.
All right. Little meatloaf action. I say this right now. Hey, DeAndre, you may know about the Wiggles, Jack, but brother, you ain't know nothing about no meatloaf.
Honestly, I was looking at the birthdays and OTDs, and I said, who in the hell is Meatloaf?
He had a really big song.
And, he didn't believe me that he was, that was his name, and he had, big hit songs.
Wasn't like I would do anything
for,
I would do anything for love. That one?
But then Caps had mentioned this one. I was like, okay, I do remember this one. But I would do anything for love. Yeah, that was a good one.
This was like my drunken college song.
I thought this was a song you do the twist to.
No, you don't do no twist, DeAndre.
How's that
you
go,
ain't doing
DeAndre?
no chubby checker all
Please
up in
show
it.
us the
Cap
twist.
is over doing that.
Yes, I. Oh, show it to me, brother. Yeah, hit it, DeAndre.
Can you beatbox to this one, Cap?
Come on,
You can't beatbox to this one. Hey, listen, but I'm telling you right now, in 2024, where people are a lot healthier, he had to change his name to Turkey Meatloaf. It's a whole different deal. You know what I'm saying? Hey now.
Hey.
All right, Bergie's in right now.
Impossible
George
meatloaf.
Sedano will be joining us shortly from Boston College, where he's very busy today, chatting with the Boston College coaches and players getting ready for Boston College, Western Kentucky on the ACC Network, Manana. Lindsay, you had asked me the 6 score for the game between the Browns and the Raiders. So I mentioned to you that
it has like
as
two
of
meanings, right? Like sick, like as in that's the what is that called? The abbreviation?
yeah, Sports Injury Central. So
and then it's
I
also like sick, man. These guys are sick. Like they're not going to play.
right,
Yeah,
pretty
they're not
much that's
feeling
the way it
well.
goes.
They're ill.
So yesterday, based on the 6 scores, the Raiders were an 88.8 and the Browns were an 81.5. So when you have a big discrepancy like that, you usually play the healthier team.
Makes sense.
Right now, the latest numbers are these. The Raiders, now you got Devontae Adams out, you got Max Crosby out, you got a starting offensive lineman out, you got a tight end that's not going to play. The Raiders' 6 score is now down to 80, and the Browns' 6 score is a 78.7, and the Browns' offensive line is such a massive mess that this game between the Raiders now and the Browns turns into a total toss-up.
Yeah, I'm getting Sedano and me. There, Sedano, what's going on, buddy?
Down in Bergmania, down in Bergmania, down in Bergmania.
2 days in a row.
That's 2 days in a row with you, Sedano. Yeah, but we were just talking about the 6 score for the Browns and Raiders game.
Knickknacks, this,
totally
that,
flipped.
paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
See, I think that the more and more you do this show, the more and more you realize how much more fun you have on this show than Mason and I are.
I'm not getting into that conversation with you as you're trying to get me to say something that I don't want to say.
Well, but wait a second. I didn't hear today.
Do you not want to say it
Sunshine.
because you're worried that they would get very upset, or do you not want to say it because you don't believe it?
You are a snake charmer, and you're trying to get me to say something that's going to get me in trouble on other shows, and I'm just not going to leave it go. I love all the shows equally.
There you go.
No,
You
I
answered the
thought you
question.
hated them all.
They're all my children.
Oh.
No, now remember, he's the anti-Chris.
Right. Supposed to be walking on sunshine. Where is that song?
I was walking on sunshine with you earlier, Cappy. You said very nice things about your Kaplan and Crew T-shirt.
Thank you.
I can't see
You got a
Sedano.
Kaplan and Crew T-shirt on?
That's right, baby.
All right. On the grid?
I took a lot of heat today from Dodger fans on Kaplan and Crew.
Oh, they swarmed you?
They came in today, George. You know, a lot of our 710 listeners like to come and be part of our live YouTube chat earlier in the day on the Kaplan and Crew show. Mm-hmm. And many of them came in today with the same feelings that Bergie had yesterday. You know, Bergie is convinced the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. And today they came looking for me and my entire team.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, guys,
What's up?
You were so excited after the triple play. You guys, hey, you know, your former owner is looking down from heaven, and you turned the triple play, and you made it to the postseason, and you celebrated at Dodger Stadium.
Wait, did they actually talk about Peter Seidler like that?
Oh, yeah, because a lot of people...
No way.
No, I can't believe that they would start saying things about your dead owner. That's
now wait a second. Hold on. When they didn't
not
have
in
to
like
say
a
it.
bad way. They did it
No.
in like a nice way. Like
No,
he's
the
helping them from heaven.
But the general manager of the team, after the Padres beat the Dodgers in Game 1 and clinched a spot in the playoffs, they were all saying, you know, it felt like cosmic, like the dead owner, rest in peace, my dear friend Peter Seidler.
Yes, rest in peace.
Was looking down when
Peter
they turned
Seidler-
that triple play.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, I could see that. Like Dodger fans would do that. Like, I mean, Laker fans did that when they won the championship in the bubble. I mean, that was a championship, not just a random game that got them in the playoffs, but like, you know, it was that.
Well, listen, I got to tell you guys something. I've said
But,
this
you know,
before.
they don't celebrate a lot of championships in San Diego Padre history. So
Well, that
because
is
there's
true.
none.
That is true. But, you know, on the other hand, I just got to say, like, I had to, like, recalibrate myself today.
Ooh,
you know?
recalibration. I love it.
So, George, when you
Big Word
recalibrate,
Friday.
it's a whole different deal than just, like, resetting an attitude or something.
Yeah, I would agree.
A recalibration is like, wait a second, I got to really look in the mirror here, you know? Because after the game on Tuesday, where the Padres turned the triple play, and they're celebrating and they're having a rave inside the Dodgers, visitors clubhouse, and they're taking pictures on the field, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the year they're going to finally do it. And then the second game, it was like, hey, it's a 4-3 game. It was a really close game. You know, these guys are going toe-to-toe. And then after last night, the blow-up,
Yeah.
you know, the offensive explosion in the seventh inning when the Padres had a 2-0 lead and the Dodgers came storming back and blew them out.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm like looking at recalibration going, you know, maybe it's really not the year. You know, maybe the Dodgers will run out of pitching, but even if they do, they've still got plenty of hitting.
They're still going to hit when it matters most at the end of the game. This is a different type of team than what I've noticed throughout the whole season. They are not the team that falls apart, that only gets runs in the first 3 innings. They can come back late now, and that's something that they have not been doing over this last month. So it's been nice.
Yeah.
World Series, baby.
Hey, so here's the thing. So if you're the Dodgers, this weekend, I mean, you can go to Colorado and you can just chill.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have anything to worry about.
You know what? Like the Rockies, with your friends at Coors, right? Chill. Crushable moment for the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers can be cold, crisp, clean, refreshing. Dare I say, DeAndre, the Dodgers could be
crushable,
just like icy cold Coors Light. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they can chill. The only thing the Dodgers now have to worry about, at least over the next couple of days, is Freddie Freeman and his ankle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it didn't look that bad, but they did say that he walked out of the ballpark last night with a boot. So
it looked really bad. His ankle turned, and so during the champagne celebration, he was on crutches and in a walking boot.
Yeah.
They are saying that it is mostly precautionary. He is in a little bit of pain. He's staying home. He's not going to Colorado, and he should be ready to play on Saturday next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
I just saw that video again.
Oh, yeah, it's not good. That does not look good at all.
No, but I mean, when I said it didn't look that bad, what I meant was, you know, they said after the game, all the things you just said, precautionary, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing the Dodgers really have to worry about because, I mean, this weekend, it's like, hey, everybody can just chill, you know? Take your time, man. You don't want to play? That's fine. We got plenty of guys. We'll just play other guys. On the other hand, for the Padres, they got to go to Arizona, and they're still caught up in the middle of a playoff race here because if they want to get the home field advantage for the 3 games, which would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this upcoming week, they've got to win a game. Presumably they could win tonight. And if the Mets were to lose tonight, that would wrap that whole thing up. So one team still has a lot to play for, the Padres, and the other team, the Dodgers, they're already wrapped up. They're good.
So they still have something to play for because they are still either the first or second seed. They're going to have the bye no matter what, but it's who has the best record in all of the National League between the Phillies and them. So they still have to play a little bit.
For the overall.
For the overall. So that means that Mookie's going to play, Shohei's going to play, Teoscar's playing today.
How many are they back there in that scenario?
I think they're tied, actually, with
hold on. 95 and 64, and they're 94 and 60. Oh, no. Technically, the Dodgers are leading by percentage points, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by percentage points. So it really is going to come down to what happens over this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm also keeping my eyes on the Mets at the Brewers.
Yeah.
And the Braves and the Royals. And then you guys know the story about what happened, obviously, with the hurricane, that the Braves and the Mets, they postponed until this upcoming Monday where they'll have to play a doubleheader. And so there's still a lot of baseball to be played. But I'm in recalibration mode.
Oh, wow, recalibration.
Yeah.
That's right. Get back to that.
I know. Hey, George.
That's serious.
I know. It's very serious. We're just getting rolling, but I want to tell everybody about our friends at Seller's Advantage. You know, everybody has a different reason for why they're selling their home or choosing to sell their home. For some people, listen, you may be in the same boat that I'm in now. You're an empty nester. I got all 4 of my kids. They are out of the house, and I am in this big old house by myself. It didn't seem so big when there were 4 kids living here, but now it's just me, and it seems ridiculous. Some people want to downsize and move. Some people have inherited property. You know, let's say, mom and dad have gone on, and they've left you this house, and you don't want to pay the taxes on it, and you're not living in it. Maybe that's a reason you want to sell. Or maybe, hey, maybe it's just time for a change. Maybe you want to go someplace else, or maybe you just want new surroundings. Whatever your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution that will be good for you, and it's a solution for your needs. They will make you, and this is amazing, they will make you a competitive cash offer, meaning you don't have to make any repairs to your home. You don't got to paint the walls. You don't got to clean the carpet. You don't have to stage the house. Nothing. They'll make you a competitive cash offer, and they can close in days. So there's no complicated closing process. There's not the worry that contracts are going to fall through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for a really, really long time, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So here's what I would suggest. If you would like to sell your home and you want to do it fast, call Seller's Advantage today for a no-obligation offer, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and sellersadvantage.com. And Lindsay, you told me yesterday, I have to say this, DRE number 01961658 for Seller's Advantage.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a two-night hotel stay, and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano, and you've heard me say that Children's Dental Fun Zone has 17 locations. Well, now make it 18, because Children's Dental Fun Zone is now in Oxnard. Join us for a smile-worthy celebration on Saturday, September 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. as we open the doors to a brighter, healthier smile at Children's Dental Fun Zone in Oxnard. Meet the doctors and staff, enjoy food, games, raffles, and giveaways. 2085 North Oxnard Boulevard in the city of Oxnard. Visit their Instagram at CDF Zone or visit their website, cdfzone.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Mace. NBA basketball is 25 days away, and the best place to watch all the action is Cosm. It's revolutionary technology bringing the sports experience to life. Visit Cosm.com. Enjoy NBA action in shared reality all season long.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. NextGen is the official AC Heat and Plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's right, NextGen is the absolute best in the biz. Right now, you get an $88 drain cleaning, and they'll add in a free plumbing camera inspection. All you got to do is call NextGen. Call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
At GNC, we know motivation can come from anywhere. You could be at the gym, totally focused on yourself and your own goals. You refuse to be gym-intimidated. Maybe you're on a weight loss journey, a new path to change your life. Nothing's gonna stop you. Or maybe you're putting in overtime on those booty goals. No shame in getting those gains round back. You could just be out to prove that when it comes to pickleball, you are a pickle baller. No matter what motivates you, we have the fuel to keep you going. Fuel your fitness at GNC.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
All right, Sedano and Cap.
Are you a thug, Cappy?
What do you think?
I mean, I don't see you that way, but, maybe. You never know.
You don't think I'm a thug?
Nah. I don't think you are. I mean, Trick Daddy loves the kids, but he's thinking about his days being a thug. Like, I don't feel like that's you. I mean, you love the kids. I mean, you were a little league coach at one point.
You don't know about no Trick Daddy.
You know nothing about no Trick Daddy.
Hey, listen, Trick Daddy, let me tell you something about Trick Daddy. You may not realize this, but as far as magicians go, he was one of the best.
Oh, my God. Dad.
He'd cut a lady right. He will cut a lady in half.
Come on.
He'll pull a rabbit out of a hat. He got card tricks. Trick Daddy.
That was terrible.
That's thug life right there.
I feel like if Cappy if that name wasn't taken, Cappy would have loved that name as a rapper.
Oh, hell yeah.
Trick Daddy.
That's right. Georgie, so let's do this. You are in Boston for this game tomorrow on the ACC Network. What time's the kickoff tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Okay, so I just want you to know.
Did you see? I didn't put it. You didn't text me about what order you needed for Rosh Hashanah, but I did stop by the bakery this morning.
I did see that, and I will say I
could have picked up some challah for you.
Challah would have been lovely, but I will say that like the way you're eating this bagel. So here's what I see. I see what I think is an everything bagel.
Wheat everything bagel.
Oh, nice. I think I see onions and tomatoes and then lox.
Yeah.
And then check me on this. Do I see lettuce and cucumber?
Yeah, lettuce and cucumber.
Come on, man. Come on. You're going to add lettuce and cucumber to that thing?
It's delicious.
I don't even see any cream cheese on there.
There is a little bit light on the cream cheese.
Come on.
Light on the cream cheese.
Where is the Hebrew brother inside of you?
I'm just saying.
Lettuce and cucumber on that thing?
It's delicious. It's actually something called the Davis Street there, they call it.
What happened to the capers?
No capers on the Davis Street.
Gotcha. Well, it's a nice-looking bagel. The only thing I might have done is I might have scooped that bagel.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
good
it looks
bagel.
really good. Looks really nice.
Then I had another lobster roll for lunch.
You had a second lobster roll?
Oh, yeah. You gotta, when in Rome,
Yeah. You say the word lobster roll or the words lobster roll, and it reminds me, I was in the gym yesterday morning, and I'm standing there, and, George, usually when I'm working out, I have my AirPods in,
Mm-hmm.
And even if I'm not listening to music, I still have my AirPods in because to me, what that does is it says to anybody, "Hey, don't talk to me." Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just keep mine in, like even if I'm not listening to anything, just for that reason.
Right. It just says, "Don't talk to me. I'm clearly listening to something." So in the gym, I'm not really there to socialize, and I could hear the music over the gym's stereo system. And you say lobster roll, and you know the song that came on yesterday?
Tootsie Roll?
It was Tootsie Roll. That's exactly right. And there were these two brothers right near me, and they're these two Hispanic brothers, and they're both like kind of big and thick, and they're not, like they don't look like they're in good shape, but they're working out really hard, you know? And they got big jugs of water intimating that they're really in dire need of hydration, And they're sweating like animals, these two guys. The next thing I know, the Tootsie Roll song comes on, and these two guys are jamming. They start dancing, right? They're dancing. They're moving. Yeah, so once they're doing it, then I'm doing it.
Uh-oh, are you still there, Cap?
Did we lose Cap?
Oh, no, we lost him when he was he must have been dancing
Well,
so hard that
it blew me out, too, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
He blew a fuse doing the Tootsie Roll.
Wait, but did you know that it blew me out, too? Like, whatever happened to the Comrex also blew me off for a second.
Come on, wait a second. I blew out the Tootsie Roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must have blown a fuse.
Tootsie Roll?
I couldn't handle your Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, seriously, you were talking about the Tootsie Roll. You were talking about the jug of water that intimated, and then it went...
Oh, no.
Like that.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I didn't
Tootsie
hear that
Roll?
part.
And it knocked me off, whatever happened to you.
Well, I mean, sometimes, you go from lobster rolls to Tootsie Rolls, and the next thing you know, you're rolling.
You got to tone it down a little, so it's not, you're not blowing fuses over here.
I guess that's what happened. So George, you got to the bagel place this morning.
Yeah, couples.
And then I saw your picture from the Boston College, I assume the press box, where you'll be broadcasting the game tomorrow.
Correct, yeah.
Boston College, by the way, I mean, that stadium's a nice-looking place. I played
It's
there.
an old stadium.
Yeah, but I played there like 2 or 3 times when I was in college, and it looks like they've really added to it, especially the end zone to the left from where you were at. It looks like they filled in lots of stands there now. So, I don't know, looking forward to watching the game tomorrow. But the thing is I will be watching your broadcast on the ACC network in my car on my way to the USC game.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I will be driving from South LA to downtown LA to get to the USC game tomorrow against Wisconsin.
So, George, you haven't had any like hurricane-related issues where you are yet, right?
No, it was rainy when I got here, but I don't think that had anything to do with the hurricane down in the south. But it's been beautiful today. It's supposed to be really pretty tomorrow.
Hey, that hurricane, I was watching CNN
Oh, man,
last
it's
night.
made, listen, it has created havoc in certain
dude.
parts of the country.
I was watching CNN last night, and they have this guy on, and he's in Tampa, Florida. Now, my sister and my niece, they live in Tampa, and they're like, no, everything's fine. I don't know what part of Tampa he's in, whatever. This guy is shirtless, and he's in a canoe in his house. He's literally floating around his house in a canoe, and he's got this big beard, this long
Well,
black
he probably
hair.
lives near the shore.
Right, that would be my guess. And the guy, they said to him, hey, how did we find you, you know? And the guy put a video on TikTok of him floating around in his house in the canoe. So I go on to TikTok, I find the guy, I start talking to the guy. By the way, I can't find it. Maybe you guys know. Is there a DM feature on TikTok? I can't find it. But anyway, I start talking to the guy, and the guy, it was the most amazing thing. He's shirtless. He's got his big belly. He got his big beard, long hair, and his canoe, and he's floating around his house in his canoe. Dude, this hurricane just tore parts of Florida completely apart, man. What a mess. So, you know me and George, we got a lot of Florida DNA in these bones here. Just hoping everybody's good, man. What a disaster that thing is, you know?
I have family that lives in Florida, but they all live in where the hurricane normally hits, down in like near Miami and like the Fort Lauderdale area.
Well, I don't think they just normally get hit there. That's not true either.
Why don't I feel like it's more common than the Gulf, though, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think so. No. I think it's all pretty equal across the board.
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 prop.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, so now I'm like best friends with this shirtless guy with the long hair that looks like Dave Grohl that floats around in his house on his canoe. We're like BFFs on TikTok now.
That's good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. It is. All right, well, let's keep things rolling. What do you guys say? You guys good? You guys want to start getting into like some of the beef of today's broadcast?
Let's go. Where's the beef?
Georgie, let's start getting into some
Knick-knack,
football.
this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Yeah.
Fight
we gotta start.
on.
We got to
shut
start
up.
getting. What are you saying, baseball?
I said, "Oh, shut up." Fight Not to on. you, but to that.
Fight on.
She did it right the third time. It was great.
Leave me alone.
Fight on. So, all right, listen, let's get to it. Raiders, a disaster. The Chargers falling apart. And the Rams, although
Justin Herbert's out of a boot.
Well,
and I'm not trying to be Canadian here.
Justin Herbert's out of a boot.
He was making a joke just like your ridiculous joke.
Well,
right.
Listen,
I tried to match your dad joke with a dad joke about Canada.
You missed my earlier dad joke about Meatloaf and having to get healthy.
Oh, my God.
And Meatloaf changing his name to Turkey Meatloaf. You missed that whole thing.
And DeAndre had
Now, that one's actually funny, though. I like that one.
DeAndre had no idea. No idea.
No idea. Now, DeAndre don't know nothing about no Meatloaf, man.
No, he ain't know nothing about no Meatloaf. He knows a little something about the Wiggles, though. I'll tell you that right now.
You know, we had such a long pause for that joke there that it said, like, the silence thing, like, alert came up in the studio.
Right, like, hey, is the station still on the air?
Yeah,
Right,
it just did.
All right, Cappy, tell us about Real Father's Rights before we get into the meat.
Not just the loaf? Okay. Hey, guys, you've heard me talk about my divorce. I'm very forthright when it comes to this, and I'll tell you why I am. Because when I was going through it, I was down, I was out, I thought I was the only person feeling this way, and I had friends who lifted me back up and said, no, man, I've gone through this too. So I'm telling you what I've gone through because I want you to know you're not alone, but I can tell you this right now. When it comes to divorce or custody battles or anything related to family law, you need a team behind you to get you the justice that you deserve, and that's why I want to introduce you to Mark Reel. It's R-E-E-L, and his team at Real Fathers Rights. They are here to help you. They are experts in navigating the family court system so that you can keep your happiness and you can get the justice that you deserve and that you need. So here's what you should do. Visit their website, Real, R-E-E-L, realfathersrights.com/710, realfathersrights.com/710, realfathersrights.com, or here's the number, 323-870-1611, 323-870-1611. Let's get real with Real Fathers Rights, the Fathers Rights attorneys.
The black and gold are riding high after a memorable moment on Wednesday night at BMO Stadium.
It is over. LAFC has won the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
The busy schedule rolls on for LAFC as they invade FC Cincinnati tomorrow for a cross-conference battle.
In the air, right-footed shot it in. Over Campos, score!
Coverage of LAFC versus FC Cincinnati begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
Cappy, you want me to do this, or are you going to do this? Because,
Well,
I feel like
yielding.
when I'm on the road,
Yeah.
when I'm on the road, you're not just Cappy. You're El Capitan.
Well, I was yielding towards you, but if you want me to do it, I'm happy to do it.
Go ahead, Bubby.
Hey, thank you, darling. Listen, what you need to know is being brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And here's what you need to know. Baseball is 1 day away from a birthday tomorrow.
Lindsay baseball, yes.
Baseball.
That's funny. Because I wasn't even thinking of that. Like, someone who didn't know better would think you were just talking about the sport baseball.
Correct, yes.
Talking about Lindsay baseball.
Right. Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on. I can't wait to go buy myself some cupcakes later, like a sad person.
Like a sad person?
Yes, because, everyone, brings in, cakes and cupcakes and all these kind of things when people have birthdays. But since nobody here works on Fridays, it's literally just me, DeAndre, and Parker here. Literally.
It's a ghost town.
Yeah. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, and don't forget, earlier today, the email went out, hey, let's all wish Lindsay a happy birthday. And then it was like, but wait, nobody's here to wish her a happy birthday. And then I chime in with, I thought her birthday's tomorrow.
And
So happy birthday in advance.
And then, thank you. And then we said we'll have club sandwiches on Monday.
Yes.
At Commerce.
Right. I'm going to even put some candles in my club sandwich.
It's awesome. Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right.
All right, so what you need to know is that Indiana Fever guard and former Hawkeye Caitlin Clark has been named the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She is the 3rd Fever player ever to win Rookie of the Year honors. She averaged 19.2 points per game, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game on a 41.7% shooting. So good for her. Yay, Caitlin Clark.
Well, I, for one, would say mazel tov to Caitlin Clark. Way to go, girl. Love her. I will just say that I was into it at the beginning. fell away from it towards the middle. Then the Olympics came. They shut down, and I got to admit, I'm just going to admit it. You know what? I got to be reals. I never got back into it. You know, George, I know you were into the WNBA, and I know you watched it. And
I feel like after the Olympics, you just petered out on basketball, period.
Was I alone, though? Was I alone?
I mean, the Olympics was a pretty big high for everybody. I got to be honest.
Right, but then when you get that high, then you come off that high. Do you come back? You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I bet you if Caitlin would have won that first playoff game, you might have been reinserted into the conversation.
Or if, like I would have suggested, and I did suggest to everybody a long time ago, she should have been on the Olympic team.
Well, but you watched anyway.
Yeah, I would have watched more.
Okay. Hi, Guppy.
Anybody else like DeAndre? Did you watch? I mean, did you fall off? Did you watch? Were you engaged the entire WNBA season?
I want to say I was engaged the entire NBA season. I did fall off a little bit, but I kept trying to keep up with it. I would say.
Okay,
I'm locked back in here in the playoffs, though.
I did not lock in. at all. Lindsay, how about you? Did you fall off? Were you engaged?
I never locked in to begin with. Not gonna lie.
Okay, NGL. She ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Well, that's what you need to know. Congratulations, Caitlin Clark. And what you need to know brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. All right, George, let's lock in right now.
Locking it.
Here we go. Let's start off with this. So, Sunday, 3 big games that I know we'll all be watching very carefully. In the early window, the Rams at Chicago taking on Caleb Williams.
Right.
And I can't wait to see what happens in this game because after the Rams made this spectacular comeback last week against San Francisco, and after seeing how bad the Bears were last week, remember, there was 2 minutes to go in the first half. They're playing against Indianapolis. They've got 1st and goal on the 4-yard line, and they wind up going to halftime still down 7-0. They could not punch the ball in. As a matter of fact, we talked about it. We documented it earlier in the week. They wound up going backwards by about 9 yards, mostly because on 3rd down, their offensive play caller had a 185-pound wide receiver getting blown up by a 300-pound defensive lineman who just destroyed the entire play. And on the next play, they tried to go outside, and they wound up getting pushed back like 9 yards. Are you curious? Are you confident? Where are you on the Rams going to the Bears?
I actually think this one's going to be a really tight contest, Cappy. The Bears are inserting Roschon Johnson to try to kind of ignite their running game. And I like him as a player, I think, and as a prospect, I liked him. So we'll see if that changes the dynamic some for their inept running game at the moment, the Chicago Bears, because it looks like Swift is not working so well at this point. DeAndre, he was on your squad. So, what do you think of him as a player?
I like DeAndre Swift, but the Eagles kind of use him in a different way. You know, they kind of got him out there in the flats. I mean, we obviously
he was more of a 3rd downish kind of back,
correct.
right?
And we use him a little bit more with obviously we had a better O line compared to the Bears, but I mean, I don't think the fit with him on Chicago is right now.
Yeah, I agree. So I think Roschon is more of an every down back, and I think you can use Swift in his more natural position. I think that will help Caleb and help the offense, and it gives him like a safety valve in the passing game when he needs it. And if they can run the ball, then it just obviously alleviates just some of the pass rush too against Caleb with that putrid offensive line that they have. So I think that I actually think the Bears have a real shot here. And Keenan Allen's supposed to play allegedly in this game, Cappy. I think that can change some things too, for sure.
Sadly, I have to agree with you. As much as I want to think that the Rams, last week they're down. It doesn't look good. It's 14-0 against San Francisco. It's 21-7. And San Francisco, truth be told, could have put that game away. If they make the long field goal, which is a 50-50 proposition, even though everybody now thinks that every time you trot a guy out on the field, as long as it's within 65 yards, these guys are going to make them all the time. Did you see last night? I wasn't watching too much, but the Giants were playing the Cowboys, and the Cowboys now have the next generation of the best of all time, this guy. And he hit a 60-yard field goal in the game, but then they lined him up late in the game when the Cowboys were up by 5 points to extend their lead from 52 yards, and the kid actually missed, and people were like, what's his problem? So I think when I look at, George, I've been, my best buddy, Craig Tito, who's my partner in the Great Friends horse racing stables, right? Tito's got this company's 6 score, and I play all of his.
That's the guy. Yeah. Tito.
So Tito has the Bears with a 93 in terms of their health and the Rams 78 in terms of their health. So it's a 14.8 differential in the injuries. And if you just play it based on that, the Bears -3 looks on paper to be a good play. But I just feel like the Bears are so
Cappy,
bad.
No disrespect to your boy Dato.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've been using Dato's data during these times to make your picks.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's worked out all that well.
Oh, no. I haven't used Dato's data. That's good data, by the way, Dato's data. But I haven't been using them to make his picks, but I'm so desperate that I'm going to use Dato's data today to make my picks.
I feel like last week I heard a lot of Dato's data.
Well, there is some Dato data inside what I'm doing, but this week I'm married to it. Because
Okay.
I got to find
You're
something
putting a
to make
ring
some
on
good
it.
picks.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I'm going to put a ring on that data.
Yeah.
You got it.
Take that for data.
Yeah. How's that? Dato's data. So, listen, I feel like the Rams have the better coach. Check. I feel like the Rams have the better quarterback. Check. I feel like the Rams are coming off of a great win. Check. But on the other hand, when you think about how much difference there is when it comes to the health of the team for the Rams versus the health of the team for the Bears, I mean, everything is pointing towards the Bears. But come on, I can't possibly take the Bears. No chance.
It's tough decision. But, I mean, the Bears are now what? They are 1-2. Rams are 1-2. It's a big one there at Soldier Field. Are we doing our picks here, or are we not?
No. We're having some preliminary conversations.
Oh, I
before we
see.
make these
Okay.
picks.
All right. We're hashing it out.
Right. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Speaking of hashing things out, coming up, we got to get into the Raiders. Did you see what happened today? Did you see the line move in this Raiders-Browns game?
I did not.
Oh,
Tell me.
Dude. Oh, I'm going to tell you all about it on the way. We'll get into all of that coming up. Raiders line moves because of all the injuries and all the guys that are out. We'll fill you in on that. Plus, are the Chargers really planning on playing Justin Herbert? We will get to those two stories as we hash out these games in advance of making our picks. This is Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection Wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon, or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry.
Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California. And yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train?
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks? Think train.
Gear up for game day with GNC. Just like your favorite college team prepares for their matchup each week, you can get ready to crush your fitness goals with GNC. Your coaches are in stores, ready to help you build muscle like a linebacker or slim down after a tough season. They have everything you need, including all the top brands, the new flavors you crave, the hottest protein, pre-workouts, creatine, and more to tackle your fitness goals. Don't wait for the final whistle. Fuel your fitness at GNC. Visit your local GNC or GNC.com today.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah. My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, come on now.
Little Tanucci.
Come on, Kevin. What do you know about Wheezy?
Yeah. Tell you right now. Tell you what I do know. My boy Parker is in the back, just tearing it up. Look at them there. And now DeAndre all up into it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody be bouncing. What's the story on this thing? What's the story on this junt?
It's Lil Wayne's B-Day.
Happy birthday, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne's birthday?
Hey, he's 42 years old.
That's it, huh? Is he okay, Lil Wayne?
Yeah, he's all good.
I don't think he's okay. He's still really upset about that whole Super Bowl thing.
Right. I mean, I know his feelings were very hurt. He thought he was like Mr. Automatic to get the Super Bowl halftime just because it was in New Orleans, his hometown. Just want to make sure he's aight.
Well, you know what we should do, Cappy?
Tell me.
Have you heard of this thing called Hio?
Hio?
Hio.
Is that like a drink or something?
It is. I just sent you a referral. So I just bought them because a buddy of mine told me to get them. It's like an alcohol alternative. So like when you don't feel like drinking, but you want to get what they call the float. Okay.
Hi-yo. Like you want to get high-o.
Right. But there's no cannabis in it. Okay. They call it the float. Okay. If you have 2 cans of these, it'll put you in a, it's like, put you in a good mood. It'll put
What's in it?
So it says a mindful social tonic crafted with organic adaptogens, natural nootropics, and functional botanicals to elevate your mood and empower you to be truly happy in your own.
Oh, wow. Sounds like good marketing. Doesn't sound like, I believe in the product. I mean, it just sounds like good marketing to me.
It has a buddy of mine who doesn't drink, who used to drink, drinks it and swears by it. And it has really good reviews everywhere you go. So I said, you know what? I still like to drink, and I'm not like I'm thankfully not someone who is addicted to alcohol. But I would give it a shot, like just to see what it feels like. Why not?
Last night I went out to dinner with 3 buddies of mine, 3 like super close friends who I haven't had a chance to see in a little while. We used to do this thing called Supper Club, where like once a quarter we would absolutely religiously have dinner together.
Yeah, my buddies and I, whenever we're in the same town, we do it, but we call it a gangsta dinner.
Oh, a gangsta dinner. Gangsta. Okay. Yeah, well, we should adopt that.
Not supper club. That's supper club.
No, supper club is cool.
That sounds like something you do at like the.
That's what my grandma called it, supper.
Well, I don't really call it supper, but
Yeah, it sounds like something you get at like the what is it called? The early bird special, you know?
Well, I mean, we could have the pompano on the stick, you know what I mean? We could have like, whatever the fish special is that day. but yeah, I don't know why we started calling it Supper Club, and these guys are all super cool guys. They're really great friends of mine. They're people that I want to sit at the table and kind of listen to rather than do a lot of talking. And last night we go for dinner and we go to this really, really, really nice restaurant, and we're ordering like everything. And these guys, they're putting them down pretty good. They're ordering old fashions, and they were each guy, I would tell you, at least had 3 cocktails at dinner, right? And George, I have been off booze. Like, I have just not been drinking. It's probably been at least 3 or 4 weeks, not like it's been a year, but I'm noticing that by not drinking, I'm actually finding myself losing a little bit of weight. I'm not as puffy,
Yeah, well, of course, you're not as puffy because the reality is, particularly after you drink alcohol, you get like your body kind of swells, right? There is what's the particular phrase I'm looking for? There's more of a medical term, but nonetheless,
bloating, water retention.
Well, those things definitely happen. Gosh,
come on,
I'll remember the particular name in a second. But anyway, and it's like something very common and that I just can't think of at the moment. But nonetheless, I think you should try these, Cappy. I sent you a little referral code.
You sent it to me by text, or you sent it to me by email?
By email to your personal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, these guys, my boys, they were drinking last night. And we were all Ubering. It was fine, but like I just didn't have the desire to drink, and so I ordered a cocktail just to have something on the table so I could act like I was being social. And you know what I ordered last night? I ordered a Tito's on the rocks with blue cheese olives. And we're in this really fancy place, and the guy comes to the table, and he brings me the Tito's on the rocks. There's no olives, no blue cheese, nothing. So I say to the guy, I go, I was kind of hoping for the blue cheese olives. And the guy says to me, he goes, we don't have blue cheese olives tonight. And I go, my friend, listen to me. It's super simple, right? You take a few olives, you take a little blue cheese, you stick the blue cheese in the olive, we're all good. So the guy winds up bringing me back 3 empty olives, which, by the way, they were fine. But like when you go to a fancy restaurant, let me just tell everybody something.
Out of blue cheese.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't know, man. I think they were being a little lazy.
Wait, let me ask. Was it really busy?
It was pretty busy, but here's the thing. I'm of the opinion that when you go to places like that, the answer is always yes. Whatever you want. Yes, I will make it happen.
As somebody who used to bartend, the only thing I would say is maybe they were super busy, and whoever's responsibility it was to prep the blue cheese olives ahead of time didn't do it, or they ran out.
And you guys know me. I'm a big wuss, man. Like, rather than saying anything, because the manager kept coming over to the table because she knew one of the guys, and she's like, "How's everything?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. Everything's." So like, I don't even have the guts to say to the lady, I'm like, "Hey, listen. I mean, I don't mean to complain or anything. The food's great. The atmosphere's awesome. Come on, you can't make a couple of blue cheese olives?"
If you're not going to say anything, then you can't complain about it. You lose the right to complain about it if you don't at least attempt to say something.
I know, but I didn't want to upset her. She was like coming over to the table asking if everything was great, and it was great. Other than the blue cheese.
It's great, but it would be even better if I had some blue cheese olives. You think you could make that happen?
Oh, see, I should have said it like that. You're right. I probably should have said it
like
like
that.
Hey,
now,
nice.
Cappy, so inflammation is the word I was thinking of.
Inflammation.
Really?
Yes.
Inflammation.
Yeah, inflammation is like the biggest cause of death, to be honest with you. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like your body gets inflammation, like your arteries and your, everything that basically makes your blood travel. That's where the inflammation happens.
I will tell you, having not been drinking for the better part of like the last 3 weeks, mostly because I had gotten sick and I just was like, dude, I got to get my body back together.
Yeah.
I am feeling less inflamed. I am feeling less swollen. And even though I'm not changing my dietary habits, I'm feeling like I'm losing a couple of lbs.
All right. Not Lindsay baseballs, just right. Like lbs, as in
not
pounds.
A couple of me. There's only one of me.
Correct. So, Cappy, let's talk Justin Herbert.
Well, yeah. Well, before we
and the Raiders.
Let me update you on this Raiders situation. So here's what happened earlier today. So the Raiders taking on the Cleveland Browns Sunday in the late window in Vegas.
Yeah. By the way.
Yeah.
That one is probably going to be my 3 or 4, whichever way I pick.
Okay. Well, so the Raiders were like 1.5 point favorites. because the Browns' offensive line is a mess, and people don't believe in Deshaun Watson, and Myles Garrett has a ton of injuries and probably is not expected to play, etc. Everything seems to be pointing towards the Raiders side of things. Earlier today, Antonio Pierce goes to the podium at the Raiders facility, and he says that Max Crosby is out for the game. He says Davante Adams is out for the game, and then he mentioned one of the other starting offensive linemen also out for the day. And then after Antonio Pierce says all of this, the line goes from the Raiders being 1.5-point favorites to the Browns becoming 2.5-point favorites.
Well, I have them at 1.5 right now as I'm looking.
Okay, I have ESPN bet, and I've got Cleveland by 2.5. But regardless, it doesn't matter, right? The point is that the whole line shifted in this game. And now, here's like the next part of the story, that while Antonio Pierce reported that Davante Adams is out and that Max Crosby is out, the team's injury report says that Crosby is doubtful, not definitively out. So doubtful usually does mean out, by the way, on these injury reports.
Yeah.
So the whole line, George, went from Raiders favored to now Raiders underdogs, all because of the announcement of these injuries. And you say that's going to be your 4, whichever way you go?
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see which way you go. Our picks against the spread later this hour.
And what about your boy, J-Herb?
If I'm the Chargers.
Yeah, and by the way, Action Network has it because they do an aggregate of the lines, and they have it at Cleveland minus 1.5 right now.
Okay.
ESPN has it at 2.5.
Well, but again, I just said the Action Network does an aggregate of all the books.
I know, I get that, but which one are we going to do our picks on? That matters. I feel like that matters.
I mean, 1 full point is a big deal. I feel like we should do the aggregate of everything because it's the average of every book, sports book.
Okay,
well,
so
as a company woman, I'm going to go with the ESPN bet line, but that's
wow,
vote.
Wow, you're a company woman.
That's my vote.
Okay, well,
I remember getting a memo about it at some point somewhere. That's why.
Yeah, there was some executive that did send us something that like, hey, going forward from now on, it's ESPN bet, Jack. Right. George, as far as Justin Herbert goes, I'll tell you this right now. If you're a guy who went into last week's game against Pittsburgh with a high ankle sprain and you got hurt worse in the game and you can't finish the game and you know that you've got 2 offensive linemen that are hurt, you've got your supposed star defensive end, that guy's always hurt, you got your best player on defense who's suspended for this game, I'm not saying you raise a white flag and you just don't go out and compete, but I would say this, that if you have a bye week next week like the Chargers do, if it were me, I'd be saying to this kid, hey, we're going to hold you out. We're going to protect you from yourself. I would think that Justin Herbert, being the player and competitor that he is, and a guy who seems to have a very high pain tolerance, I would think he's going to try and go. He talked about it earlier this week. Like, he'll play as much as he can. So I wouldn't play him. What would you do?
I wouldn't play him either.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you got to protect the player from himself, I think.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. He's your franchise quarterback. You have to absolutely give him a chance to recover, or at least as good a chance as you can.
He's got $50+ million wrapped up into this guy to pass for 130 yards a game. Dude, you're going to need him later in the year.
But doesn't he often, isn't he one of those guys who, insists on playing?
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Matthew Stafford. I mean, remember that game against Arizona? The Cardinals were killing the Rams, and we're like, why is Matthew Stafford still in this game? And it's because, certain guys, you just can't get these guys off the field. But if I were Justin Herbert, if I were the Chargers, I'd keep him out this week.
Do you think he wants to play against the Chiefs?
Of course he does.
So I feel like maybe let him play against the Chiefs. Maybe they can get a win and give him some confidence heading into the bye week.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that you're putting an injured player on the field with 2 injured tackles not available, or if they are available, not 100% for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a risky proposition for sure.
What do you think Harbaugh's going to do?
I don't know, but I know that worm is still turning.
Anybody. I mean, if you're not best friends, if you don't love Justin Herbert, then there's something wrong with you.
There is something wrong with you,
Cappy. Not wrong.
No, I like Justin Herbert. I just don't want him to win.
Cappy, let's get Radio Tinder on the board here in just a sec. But first, let me tell you about Jacob, Cappy. Let me ask you this. If you're injured in an auto accident, should you hire your friend's relative who, helped your uncle with his will and trust last year? No. You got to hire an expert in the field. That's why you get into an accident. You call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Look, for more than 25 years, Jacob has handled all types of vehicle accidents. Car, truck, motorcycle, rideshare, scooter, you name it, Jacob's handled it. All of it. 844-24-JACOB. Again, 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. And Jacob and his team won't settle for a lowball offer from the insurance company. Plus, Jacob will never make you pay a penny out of pocket. So you get your car fixed, right? You got to get your car fixed. Get the medical specialist to help you. Get you back on track. All that stuff, man. Guys, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. You call Jacob, he'll win for you. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano, and you've heard me.
This is Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr. You know I have quite the history at ESPN LA, going all the way back to the mid-2000s when I did that weekday show on the station. Then I escaped to St. Louis. Then I came back when the Rams came back. It's been amazing to be a part of the Rams broadcast team since 2016 and on the station sitting in for all the shows. But it's an honor to get to be a part of LA's mega sports station starting 5 days a week. Coming up on Monday. Don't miss the debut of the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. Monday, 9 a.m. Be there.
Older to enter.
Going through a life change, whether you're down.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be right back in my hometown.
It's a TV theme, obviously, and the Cleveland Show. Perfect for Lindsay.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Obviously a spin-off of Family Guy.
I've never seen the show. Have you guys?
No, I didn't, and I really like Family Guy.
Cap doesn't have much to say about it, do you?
No, was this an animated show?
Yeah, it's a Family Guy spinoff. I just said.
Yeah, but I never watched Family Guy, and I think I've heard of the Cleveland.
Oh, Family
show.
Guy is so good, Cappy.
I know, but you know me, dude. I don't know the Family Guy. I don't know the Simpsons. I don't know any of those animated shows.
Yeah, you don't.
You're
know the
really missing
Simpsons.
out.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I think the last animated show I watched was like Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, they're cool. It's been a while though since like that has been on TV.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so anyway, Radio Tinder time. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I heard this ad for Uber Teen. I guess it launched earlier this year, but I had never heard of it until yesterday. So I guess Uber Teen is where parents can create an account for their child between the ages of 13 and 17, and then teens can request rides or order food while the parents have access to supervise their children. They can track their rides in live time. They can set spending limits for Uber Eats order, etc., etc. It's supposed to be like a safer way for younger people to get to internships, work, whatever, so you don't have to cart your kids around everywhere. Would you let your teen, if your daughters were still teens, Cappy and George, once yours are teens, use Uber Teen? Swipe left or swipe right, George?
Sure. I mean, listen, you can track them like in that scenario. So I feel like, they're going to have to look. I think kids at some point need to have some level of independence. And it's not like in LA you can walk everywhere. You know what I mean? So, and you can't take public transportation very easily. So, yeah, I guess that's the alternative.
I would swipe right 100%. My daughter, who is still a teen, she's 17, but before she left for Cal Poly SLO, if she needed to get somewhere and, one of the other kids was using, cars because we got down a car, she would use my Uber account. And it would, I think Uber would hit me with a notice that would say, hey, somebody's using your account, or because I think.
Because technically you're not supposed to. Yeah, they want to, especially since you're a guy and it's got your picture and it's not really private,
But I feel like there was a way to add somebody to your Uber account,
or you could book it for them. You could separately book it for someone else. Yes.
But I wasn't doing that. She was actually using my account, but there was a way. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but she was able to use it, and it wasn't that they were picking me up; they were picking her up. So the point is this:
family accounts, but this one is specifically for teens.
My answer is yes, 100%. Even if my daughter was 13, 14, 15, not 16, 17, yes, I would absolutely use Uber Teen. I think that's a great idea.
I can't believe somebody didn't think of it sooner because, man, I remember when I was younger, and I have 3 siblings. I had 2 sisters and a brother. My mom was one of those moms who, never wanted to drive us places. So, she would carpool, oh, take me to the movies. She'll be like, I'll take you there if you get a ride back, whatever. But my mom hated doing that, and it was so annoying. So we just rode our bikes everywhere. And, man, I can only imagine if I could, all the places I could go back then if I had Uber Teen. Because my mom never wanted to drive me anywhere. Ever.
Damn, Mom.
It was a thing. It was definitely a thing.
Come on,
My sister
Mama
and I were just
Baseball.
talking about it.
Got to do better.
Yeah.
She's just like, nope, sorry, I'm living my life.
I freaking drove my kids everywhere, dude. Even especially on the weekends, man. We would be going to soccer tournaments, baseball tournaments, football games. I mean, you name it. I was freaking driving just thousands of miles every weekend for these kids. And then during the week, dance classes and baseball practices. I mean, you name it. I was driving everywhere.
Well, yeah, that's what do you do? Because, we were all pretty close in age, and, I did soccer, and my brother did, travel baseball. My sister did dance, all the different things. How do you pick? My dad traveled a lot because he worked for, when he worked for, the Browns and the Indians and the Cavs, he would have to travel a lot for work. So, my mom would be the only one there to drive us places. How do you choose, oh, I'm going to take this kid to this thing and this kid to this thing? How do you figure that out? Seems like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Stressful.
For me, it was always my older kids. Son, baseball tournaments, I was there. Daughter, soccer tournaments, I was there. And the 2 younger ones were with my now ex-wife.
Okay, well, moving on to something a little bit more pleasant. So, are you guys fans of Cheetos, first off? Who doesn't love a good Cheetos, right? No?
I'm not a big Cheeto guy, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't like the cheese. I don't like the powdery cheese on my fingers. The hard crunch. Nah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, Cheetos are not for you, so I guess then you're probably not going to enjoy the new flavor of Cheetos that's going to be coming out. Pizza Cheetos. They were already tested in Canada, but they never made it onto the grocery store shelves, I guess, in the States. So now they're going to be coming out, I guess, next week. So Pizza Cheetos. I was going to ask you guys, is that swipe left or swipe right?
Nah, you got the wrong guys.
No?
Swipe left.
Like
what about you?
If the pizza Cheetos were like some kind of like rice cake, you know what I mean? Like something borderline
Well, they're not. They're pizza
clean.
Cheetos.
I know. I'm saying, but like sometimes you get like some kind of healthier version of a Cheeto. You know, something crunchy,
So you think.
tasty. Yeah.
I think a lot of times, like, they'll have the packaging will make it look like they're healthier.
Yeah.
You know
So
what
I
I'm
used to like I used to like when I was a little kid. I didn't love Cheetos all that much, but occasionally I would like a cheese doodle. Do you remember the doodles, Cappy?
Cheese doodles.
Or
Oh,
like
those
the
are
dandy ones?
Those are a thicker, like airier version. I think.
No, actually thinner and crispier.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
then maybe I'm thinking of. Wait a second. Then I got to go look.
You're
up a
thinking cheese
Cheeto.
puffs.
The ones
Yeah.
that are in the bag that have like the red, it's like they're like red with and it's clear, right?
No, this was like orange, yellow, and like blue. But anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was trying to think if I know what the difference is between a cheese doodle and a cheese puff.
I got to look up a cheese doodle myself.
'Cause I had like cheese curls. You know what cheese curls are?
No.
Or like Dandy. That's the brand. We get them at the pool. When we go to the pool and you can get like pretzels and chips and stuff. I always got cheese curls. Anyway,
All right, I'm looking at cheese doodles right now.
now I need to look it up.
Cheese doodles to me are like a little bit more hollow.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that's like the same thing as like the Cheetos Puffs, at least.
What are those little cheese balls? What are those little
They're
puffy cheese balls?
Cheese balls.
No, there's a name for them.
They're called cheese balls.
Are they?
Cheesy poofs.
Balls. I'm looking up cheese balls.
They're
Oh, there
cheese
they are.
balls.
Cheesy Poops is from South Park.
Yeah, I know. That's what Parker just told me.
Cheese balls. There they are.
You like the cheese balls, but you don't like Cheetos.
No, I don't like the cheese balls
Oh,
either.
You just brought them up.
Yeah, I was just looking for. It's essentially the same product, just in a different shape.
Oh, okay. Okay, last one here. So, I came across this ranking from Sports Illustrated of the loudest, biggest, iconic Big Ten stadiums, right? So, they had USC's Rose Bowl in there, or UCLA's Rose Bowl, because I guess, UCLA, they don't play there, do they?
UCLA plays at the Rose Bowl.
Okay, so just kidding.
Yeah, fight
Rose Bowl.
on.
That's
JK.
Right, that's right. Well, they only
Fight
listed
on.
UCLA as like the school. So anyway, they have them listed as number 2. Do you agree that the Rose Bowl is the number 2 best Big Ten stadium? Swipe left
Well,
or swipe right.
it has not had very many games in the Big Ten. I believe it's only had one.
Sure,
actually,
but they could just say, let's just say, like, generally speaking. Let's pretend that.
I mean,
they're
it is one of the
Big
most
Ten.
iconic college football stadiums in the world. I mean,
Yeah,
the country. Yes,
But
So,
I have
yes.
a question. What was the number
It's only
one?
hosted one Big Ten game in the regular season. It's hosted a lot of Big Ten opponents in the playoffs.
In the Rose Bowl?
No, sorry, in the Rose Bowl game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you'll have to excuse me, everybody, but UCLA, Indiana, in front of like 8 people didn't exactly turn me on as one of the most iconic venues in the Big Ten. What was the number 1 stadium?
What do you think?
Michigan.
Of course.
But what would be number 3?
3
Penn State?
was, Los Angeles. See, they said they're 2 different things. Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, USC.
Right. Coliseum is USC and Rose Bowl is UCLA.
Yeah.
Wait, did you not? What are you not understanding about that, though?
That's what I said at first, and then I. Never mind. Carry on. Number 3 is the Coliseum,
That
Okay.
still sucks.
and then number 4 is Ohio Stadium.
That's ridiculous.
Beaver Stadium is number 5, and they got the top 5. So there you go.
You'll have to
agree with
excuse me,
that?
everybody. You'll have to excuse me. But, I mean, until the Coliseum and the Rose Bowl become like legit homes to great Big Ten matchups, Ohio State, the Horseshoe, Penn State, Beaver
Who
Stadium.
made this list?
Wisconsin,
Sports
Camp
Illustrated.
Randall. These are all
I mean, well, listen,
way
Sports
better.
Illustrated is creating AI generated stuff. Let's never do a Sports Illustrated story ever again. How about that?
Now, wait a second,
I'm
just so you
simply
know.
asking your guys' opinion, and you're very, you disagreeing with it actually makes a great conversation, right?
And George,
I know,
don't
but
forget,
it's just not even. It's just like it's almost like a pointless discussion. They've hosted one. UCLA at the Rose Bowl's hosted Indiana. To
Again,
Cappy's
I
point,
think it's more so like we're ranking these stadiums that are now the Big Ten stadiums.
well, they're
that
not.
I
playing
get
right,
it.
generally
Right now, the
speaking.
Rose Bowl and the Coliseum don't compare to Beaver Stadium, to the
and-
Horseshoe, Camp Randall at Wisconsin, etc.
I would say that maybe the Rose Bowl has the caveat of having hosted the Rose Bowl game with many Big Ten opponents in it versus the Pac-12. But even then, it's still like, I don't know. That just feels like a big stretch.
Right,
So
not
I
yet.
am making a proclamation. No more Sports Illustrated stories on the show.
Well, wait a second. Don't blame Sports Illustrated.
Out of here,
though.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, but wait a second. Sports
Who created
Illustrated
this
changed ownership.
Gabriel Duarte is the one who made this list. So
No, he's a fake person who AI is created by AI.
We need to look this person up and find out if he's
that
real
person
or AI
doesn't
generated.
exist. Didn't Lindsay just do a story like 6 months ago about how Sports Illustrated has
hold
fake
on.
people
Yeah,
doing
but
this?
then they
got
got
it,
called
but-
out for it, and so
but-
then they kind of stopped doing it, I think.
No, but hold on. I got to defend SI for just 1 second
yeah,
here.
they're partners
Oh, wait, because are they a cited client?
No, they're not. They're not.
Oh,
but SI was
okay.
owned by a company called the Arena Group, and then the guy who owned what's that energy drink? 5 Hour Energy. He's the guy that owned it. He took it over. He fired everybody. He destroyed the brand, and then another company came in and bought the brand, and now they're publishing, and they're like legitimate people. And so I hate to just beat up on SI.
Well, are they the ones that want to do like the Sports Illustrated water park?
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it was them or the people before them, because I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, this segment has been brought to you by Radio Tinder. Radio Tinder's been brought to you by Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala.
All right. Hey, you know what goes great with the Tequila Mandala, George? An icy cold Coors Light. You want to know why?
Yeah, you can have them both. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly right. Hey, I want to tell everybody about a really, really cool concert event that's coming to Agua Caliente, and it's happening this Sunday, September 29th. It's the Protect Our Protectors concert series, and it's put on by our great friends at Icy Cold Coors Light, and it features country music superstar Michael Ray. Here's the best part of this whole thing.
Cappy, what is the best part? What's the best part? Can you say the name of the venue one more time?
Agua Caliente.
Come on, why are you anglicizing that? You know you can do better than that.
Well, listen, I haven't even really started to get down with Agua Caliente.
Come on, give it to me, Cappy. Give it to me right.
All right, let me see what I can do here. Here's the best part, and then I'll get to it. You ready?
Yeah.
All the proceeds benefit the Wildland Firefighter Foundation, which helps frontline heroes, first responders, and we all know that these people, especially during wildfire season, man, it's 115 degrees out there. They're walking around with 150 pounds of equipment. They're walking around like it's 200 degrees. These people serve our communities. They combat wildfires, and we should do something great for these folks. So let's help them out. Go to Agua Caliente. How's that?
It's better.
AguaCalienteCasinos.com. AguaCalienteCasinos.com now. Get your tickets and see an amazing show and help out these heroes. That website for tickets one more time. AguaCalienteCasinos.com.
LAFC fans, big game Saturday, and where are you going to watch it? In Costa Mesa. Join me, Bethel Duran, and the ESPN LA promo squad at the El Mercado Norte in Costa Mesa for an LAFC watch party against Cincinnati. Get there early. Game starts at 4:30. Before that, we're going to be having drink specials at the bar, food specials for the Mercado, and more. A chance to win prizes like Northgate gift cards and some ESPN LA swag. At Mercado Northgate, located at 2300 Harbor Boulevard in Costa Mesa, Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story. Let's go, LAFC.
Hey, it's Travis. And DeMarco. Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to commercecasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino.
Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid.
See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 30th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
John Ireland here. Hey, look, your smile matters, so let's help you and your kids get a brighter, healthier smile. Dr. Monica Madden at Beverly Hills Orthodontics is born and raised in L.A. and is also a mom herself, so she understands what kids need and ensures a comfortable and friendly experience for all. Your kid's smile will be in expert hands. Check them out today at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com or call 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. That's 877-753-8736. BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
No, man, I know what's on your brain. You probably hope it never would end. Like, is it the real thing?
Yeah.
Or is it just a one-night stand? Well,
George, I got to call an official Sedano and Cap timeout on today's broadcast.
Why is that?
2 reasons. First reason is this. Yesterday, when Dr. Clapper came on the show, there was the moment in time where Dr. Clapper was doing a Clapper Vision, and I stood up during the broadcast to participate in the Clapper Vision. So I'm broadcasting from the crib, you know, and I stand up, and I'm wearing a pair of kind of shorty shorts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And if you recall, I wasn't wearing proper underpants.
Correct.
So I take my leg and my foot and I put it up on my desk. And as I told you, the entire fruit salad almost fell out, right? And I talked about this with Bergie earlier today. The banana, the apples, the whole thing, man. It almost just, the whole fruit salad almost came out, right? So our boy Parker Bell, who is running the show on YouTube, keeps putting up this video of me yesterday putting my foot on the desk and the fruit salad almost falling out. Now, I don't really understand what's going on here, but it keeps appearing during the commercial breaks. And here it is right now for those of you that are watching on YouTube. As Miss Molly said, looks like you picked the wrong day to wear short shorts with no underpants. So can someone explain to me why Parker is doing this to me? I mean, it was embarrassing enough.
Bring him on. Like, what are you asking me for?
I don't know. I mean, do something, George.
What do you want me to do?
I don't fix it, man.
Hey, man, you're the one that almost put your junk out in the world.
That fruit salad.
Yeah, it's true. And then here's the second reason for another timeout. Now, George, listen. We just did a story a few moments ago about the top venues in the Big Ten for football games. And look, I've not yet been to a USC-hosted Big Ten football game. Tomorrow.
You will be tomorrow, yeah.
I'm going to go see USC play Wisconsin. We'll be down there on the field before the game. We'll get the vibe of the energy. We'll go to the icy cold Coors Light pregame activation event. We're going to have a great time tomorrow at the USC game.
Fight on.
But this young person, presumably that he is human, wrote an article on the Big Ten venues. What are the best Big Ten venues to watch games at? And apparently, this person says that the number one place is the Big House, where Michigan plays. Number 2 and 3 are some combination of the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum. And for me, it's hard to really know that those two venues are great for the Big Ten because we haven't really seen many Big Ten games yet, other than Indiana, UCLA, which had like nobody at it.
And then the actual Rose Bowl game.
Right. So then you said, let's put a moratorium on all Sports Illustrated content because they use AI to generate this content. So I go look up the writer, and the writer that's credited with the story, his name is Gabriel Duarte.
Right. He
So
goes
I-
to CSUN, allegedly.
So I follow him on Twitter. All of a sudden, I get a follow back immediately. And I send him a DM.
Maybe he's a listener.
I send him a DM, and I say, yo, man, we were just talking about your list of best Big Ten stadiums on ESPN LA. Let's get you on the air. He immediately fires back. Holy cow, Scott Kaplan. Excuse my language, but hell yeah. So,
I
George.
love Gabriel already.
Gabriel Duarte is a prep sports writer, according to his bio, an assistant sports editor at the Sundial Sports. He's a play-by-play broadcaster, and this young fella right here is probably a Sedano and Cap listener for all we know. I mean, let's face it, everybody's listening, right? So, George, I don't know, man. Do you believe that Gabriel Duarte is a real guy? Should we bring him in? If he's real, can he bring a birth certificate, a driver's license? We got to feel him and touch him, this kid.
Okay, when do you want to do that?
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Now I'm getting more information. Apparently, Gabriel Duarte is a Beto Duran disciple.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then he's definitely real.
Oh, yeah, Beto just texted me. I mentored Duarte.
See?
Well, Lindsay asked me when I saw the picture. Lindsay said she was skeptical, and I said, no, he looks real.
He looks very young, though. Like, very young to be writing for Sports Illustrated.
I mean, Sports Illustrated not paying much these days.
That's a good point. I mean, you think of Sports Illustrated, you think of, like, Pat Forty and...
Yeah, but they have all
I
these.
know.
No, they have all these like side sites, if you will, that are all dedicated to like different teams and probably conferences, and they're probably just trying to pump out as much content as they can, you know. And so, all right, so Duarte, Gabriel Duarte,
So
got
we
to bring
don't-
this kid in.
Can we lift the moratorium on SI stories, at least that he writes?
I mean,
Okay,
listen.
if Gabriel writes them, then I'm okay.
Okay, I mean, just as long as they're real people.
Maybe he can give us some of the inside info on, like, who's real and who's AI. You know? Get on the
Yeah.
inside.
All right. Well, if he's a Beto disciple, he's okay by me.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, George, let's come to the 5 o'clock hour where we'll get the 30 minutes commercial free. Let's get to our NFL picks for the week, and then Marcus Grant is going to be here with fantasy football advice. What do you think about that?
Okay, sounds good. Oh,
right.
Beto says he went to St. Paul High School.
Oh, oh, local guy.
Yeah.
Was he born here?
Oh, he's a local guy.
I'll find out if he was born
Well, he
here.
goes to CSUN, it looks like, yeah.
Was
Okay.
he born here?
Well, that's a different story. we don't know about that one yet. You know, we're not sure. And Beto is saying he's not a staffer at Sports Illustrated. He's a pay-per-story guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, Beto. Hey, Beto, this Tuesday night, are we going to go do the Taco Tuesday tour on Olympic Boulevard or what?
So, do you know Beto and I went to have tacos the other day
I heard that.
over at Sergio's there in Commerce.
Sergio's?
See, it was very good.
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, before we hit this top of the hour, I want to remind everybody that Avner Gatt is waiting for your call should you need him. When you need him, and you likely will, Avner Gatt is ready, standing by, and he will take your call himself. You know that because when you call, bring, you're calling that number, 818-917-5256, bring, and then all of a sudden you hear, hello, you're going to know that is Avner Gatt. Listen, if you have a major disaster, it could be from an earthquake, God forbid. It could be from a fire also. Gosh, I hope not. It could be some major leak in your house, and you've got this, this huge problem that's going on now. Maybe a tree falls on top of your roof and blasts your house. If you have a problem like this, even before you call your homeowner's insurance company, you call Avner Gatt, because Avner Gatt takes care of business. Avner is a public insurance adjuster. He works for you. He's on your side. When your insurance adjuster from your homeowner's insurance company comes to your house, their goal is to give you as little money as they have to, because they want to go back to the home office and they want to go back to their boss and they want to hear from their boss, well, hey, I only gave him $20,000. And the boss is like, oh, thank God, it could have been $100,000. You see, Avner is going to get that money for you. He knows how to negotiate with the insurance companies. He's been doing it for 20 plus years. He's got an entire team behind him. He's got all the reviews on the Better Business Bureau, on Yelp, on Google that will show you his track record of success. He's got all the experience and the industry know-how to make sure that you get the money that you deserve. So you call Avner Gatt and you call his team, because nobody, and I mean nobody, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. He's got an amazing website that will show you everything that he does and his entire team and family. AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call, Avner answers. You'll know it's him when you hear that very famous phrase, hello.
LAFC fans, big game Saturday, and where are you going to watch it? In Costa Mesa. Join me, Bethel Duran, and the ESPN LA promo squad at the El Mercado Norte in Costa Mesa for an LAFC watch party against Cincinnati. Get there early. Game starts at 4:30. Before that, we're going to be having drink specials at the bar, food specials for the Mercado, and more. A chance to win prizes like Northgate gift cards and some ESPN LA swag. At Mercado Northgate, located at 2300 Harbor Boulevard in Costa Mesa, Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story. Let's go, LAFC.
Get your red on and enjoy Angels baseball from the comfort of a suite. Entertain guests with all-inclusive packages. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a two-night hotel stay, and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah, come on. 30 minutes commercial-free Sedano and Cap on a Friday afternoon, heading into a college football weekend, an NFL weekend, the final weekend of Major League Baseball season, and pulling into the greatest time of the year, hockey season getting ready to start, basketball training camps about to open. Beautiful, man. All right, Georgie. Marcus Grant will join us. We'll talk a little fantasy football action coming up with Marcus shortly. But are you ready to make your NFL picks for the week?
I am ready for some football, Kepi.
Okay, now before we do this, it is imperative that we understand what are the tabulations from just a week ago.
What do we got, Lindsay? What are the current standings?
Can I insert a quick timeout as you just did, Cappy, last
You want to
segment?
call an official Sedano and Cap timeout? This is our second timeout of the show, Lindsay. There's only 3.
I know. So as you may have seen in my email earlier with all the topics and everything, I mentioned that ESPN's Ben Solak would be joining the show with a time TBD, right? Well, because he had texted me. I asked him last week to come on the show, and he said, ask me next week because he had a lot going on last week, all right? So he at 1:12, read my text about him coming on the show. He just texted me back now. Sorry, just saw this. That is a lie, Ben Solak. You did not just see this because you read it at 1:12.
He may have read it at 1:12, but was also busy and couldn't respond. And I think that while he may be stretching the truth there, he may have realized, I didn't respond, and went back to it.
I do that.
Now, that's his fault for doing the red receipt thing on his phone.
Yeah, I know. I was going to tell him, take those red. That was my plea to him. Take the red receipts off, buddy.
So what are we saying? So it's just a call out.
Yeah, just calling him out. Calling you out, Ben.
Yeah, Solak. All right, what's the tabulations? What are the totals on the picks right now?
All right, so
last week I had a good week.
You did, actually. I think you got all of yours except for
No,
the
I missed the Chargers. They were my one, though.
Right. That was the only one you didn't get. So last week, you got 14.
Solid week.
Great week. Cap, you got 8. Pretty decent
Not so
week.
good.
I mean, it's okay. It's right in the middle there.
It's better than 50%?
Yeah. DeAndre had 6.
It's terrible.
And I came in with a whopping 1.
Come on, baseball.
Wow.
The only one that I got right was the Ravens.
Yeah. So what is the totals for the season at the moment?
So right now, George has taken the official lead at 30.
Okay.
With DeAndre, not too far behind at 23. And then Cappy, then there's me at 17 and you at 16 where we're going to battle it out.
All right.
Still bringing the rear.
Yeah. Wow, it's terrible.
I mean, we're only 3 weeks in. We got plenty of time for
Okay.
things to change.
Lots of time. Hey, listen, we're like the Rams. A lot of people thought the Rams were dead at 0-2. Then they won that game against San Francisco, and then it just changes people's perception. So I'm trying to make a comeback here. All right, George, here we go. The Rams at the Bears. Bears, 3-point favorites. George, I will defer to you. You are the leader. The tee box is yours.
I'm not super confident either way in this game, Cappy. I feel like the Bears are playing better. Obviously, the Rams have that big come-from-behind victory. I'm going to take the Rams. Honestly, the Bears could totally win this game by more than 3, and I could think that it would happen. If I had to guess, it might be a push, but I'm going to take the Rams, and I'm going to make that my 2.
Lindsay Baseball.
I have also entered the exact same data into the spreadsheet. Due to it's not my least confident pick, but my second least. So I'm going to go Rams, and that's my 2.
DeAndre. Young D, if you will.
I'm going to go with the Rams, and I'll make that one my 3.
Okay, so I'm going to have to try and make up some ground here at some point.
But this has not worked for you every week, basically.
But here's the deal. George, these are not my picks this week. I'm going to go off the numbers.
Oh, yeah. Dato data.
Dato data. Right. So this is from my people at Sports Injury Central, 6score.com, and here's what they tell me, George. The Bears are a 93.1 in terms of health rating. The Rams are a 78.3 in terms of health rating. And here's where I'm going to have to just trust the process. I think the Rams will win the game. I hope the Rams will win the game. Could be a push. But I'm going to have to go with the numbers. I'll take the Bears minus the 3. And that'll be my 3.
By the way, Matthew Stafford, 12-9 in his career against the Bears. 20 of those 21 games, obviously, in a Lions uniform.
All right. Game number 2. Lindsay Baseball's Cleveland Browns. They are a disaster. But wait a second. They're playing at JT the Bricks Raiders. An equal disaster. So, George, you do have the box.
Are a bigger disaster, just saying.
All right. Let's see what our leader thinks.
So let me ask you a question. Who's out for these guys again?
So now it's Devontae Adams is out for the Raiders. Max Crosby is listed as doubtful. One of their starting offensive linemen is doubtful. One of their tight ends is out because of personal reasons. So, the Raiders have got a lot of problems. And on the other side, Lindsay, the Cleveland offensive line is a nightmare.
Completely out.
Okay. Then they also
David
have
Njoku, their starting tight end.
He's Myles Garrett. They're probably the best defensive player in the NFL, at least last year.
He's we don't know if he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play.
Well, even if he does, he's got like 5 injuries to the lower extremities.
Right.
So both teams a disaster. So I'll put it to you. The line has changed.
Here
George.
it goes. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Raiders are home dogs. Give me the Raiders plus 2.5. That's my 3. Look at that. I bet you never thought I was going to do that, Raider fan. Don't let me down, or you're going to get it on Monday.
Oh, no. From Commerce Casino. Oh, no.
So, this kind of makes me want to change mine because I had also picked the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip it, and I'm going to go Browns, but that's my 1.
Flippy, floppy.
Yeah, going to flip it.
Okay.
Flip and reverse it.
DeAndre.
Give me the Raiders, and I'll make that one, too. I feel like the Raiders are going to make it an ugly game. And I feel like Antonio Pierce is going to come with a different style.
Home dog. Home dog.
Going to be
home
ugly
dog.
as hell.
Yeah, home dog.
I am going to take the Raiders as well. I'm going to get them points. I think the Browns are a bigger disaster. I think the Raiders have been challenged by their head coach. And just, George, so you know, this is kind of a push in terms of the Dato data. The Raiders have an 80. That's their health score. The Browns have a 78.7, right? Yeah. So Devontae Adams out, Max Crosby out, Browns O-line a complete mess. It's an injury toss-up. So I'll take the home team. I'll take the Raiders, and I'll make that my vote.
Okay.
All right. Chiefs -7 at the Chargers.
I wish I could have gotten this at 8 when I said I liked them plus the 8 on Monday. Cappy, you know what? I still think the Chargers will be in this game. Chargers 5 plus the 7 points. Home dog. Week of the home dog. Week of the home dog plus the 7.
Okay, I love that you just did that. Okay, great. This is going to be a very interesting competition this week. One of us is going to win big, and the other one of us is going to lose big.
Well,
so
wait,
Lindsay,
we both have the Raiders. What are you talking about?
Well, but wait a second. You just took the Chargers, and that's your 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Lindsay Baseball, what do you say?
I think that they're going to end up having to play with Taylor Heineke, and I think that Joey Bosa, from all the reports, it doesn't look like he's going to play. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs, and that's my 4.
DeAndre, Young D.
I'm going to roll with the Chiefs, and I'll make that one my 5.
Good man. George, here's the injury update.
Chargers win.
The Chargers are the most injured team in the league this week.
Okay.
Chiefs are, to be truthful, though, they are a bad cover team. But I've got the Chiefs to win this game big. The Chiefs have an 87.6 score. The Chargers 76.5. It's a huge discrepancy. I'll take the Chiefs to cover the 7 points. That is my 5.
Watch, it's going to push, and it's not going to matter.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
going to be so annoying if that happens.
That really will be annoying. Yeah. Here we go. 2 more games to go. Some big ones.
Yeah.
The Bills at the Ravens. Ravens -2.5 in this game. George Sedano, where are you going?
Ravens 4. Ravens are back. They finally get a win. They're at home now. They need to defend this house. The Bills have won every game. They just blew the doors off the Jaguars. But big win, loss coming up in the next one by a field goal. Ravens 4.
Now, I'm not really monitoring this. Lindsay, you are. Didn't George already pick a game as his 4? Or did I get that wrong?
He did not.
No, you got that wrong.
Very good. Got it. Okay, baseball.
So, once again, injuries come into play here. And due to the fact that the Baltimore O-line is a little banged up, and it seems like the Bills are a little bit more remotely a little bit more healthy. So, and Josh Allen looked pretty great last week, so I'm going to go Bills. And that is my 5.
Ooh. Young D in the house.
I'm going to take the Bills as well, but I'll make that one my 1.
Okay. Again, George, here goes. Here's some data for you. Ravens are a 92.2 in terms of their 6 score. The Bills are an 85.2. There's a 7-point injury differential here. I've got the Ravens to cover, but Lindsay, what do I have available to me here?
Well, you've used your 5, your 4, and your 3, so you got your 2 and your 1.
Damn. I guess I'll just take my 2 because I'm really confident in the Ravens. That's my 2.
You probably should plan these out a little better.
Yeah, I should do a better job.
They really have them as like 90% healthy when they have 2 of their starting offensive linemen out?
Yeah, but again, remember, this is not my data. This is Tito data.
Oh, okay.
All right, last game. Here we go. The Vikings and the Packers. We're going to find out how real the Vikings are this weekend. The Packers at home, 3-point favorites. George, to you.
This is one of those where I feel like everyone in the world goes, wait a second, how are the Packers 3-point favorites if the Vikings are that good? And I think they're just Vegas trying to fool you. So, but I'm not going to get fooled one way or the other because all I have is my 1 left. And I did that purposely because this game seems fishy. So I'm going to take the Packers minus the 3, and that's my 1.
Okay, baseball.
Fishy, huh? I'm going to go, I think the Vikings seem to be for real, I think. So I'm going to pick them, and that's my 3.
Young D in the house.
Give me the Vikings, and I'll put that on because all I have left is my 4.
Okay. Six Score says that the Packers have a 91.7. That's their health score. Vikings are at 89, so it's pretty much a push, even on injuries. So I'm just going to go for where I'm going to root. I'm going to take the Vikings, and that is all I've got is my 1. So there you have it. So, George, your 5 was the Chargers to cover the 7, right?
Correct.
And my 5 was the Chiefs to cover the 7.
Right. And it'll push. Watch. It'll be
And then
7.
what was your? And then didn't we also, in terms of our high scores, I had the Raiders at 4. You had the Raiders at 4 as well?
I had the Raiders at 3.
Oh, okay.
And then I had the Ravens as my 4.
Okay.
And by the way, the reason we add those numbers, I should have said this at the beginning, is we pick against the spread and we add a confidence vote. We pick 5 games. The game we're most confident in against the spread, we assign a 5. The game we're least confident in, we assign a 1, and so on and so forth in between. Mm-hmm. And that's how we determine our scores every week.
All right. Well, George, not only will I be watching our picks this weekend, although you do a much better job of remembering your picks, and you're also super hyper competitive. And like during the games, you'll be like texting us like, look what I just got. And me, I'm like, what did I pick? I don't even remember. But I will be saying that, I told you this earlier in the week. I am now addicted to fantasy football. I'm late to the party. I understand. But I'm just telling you right now that I am following
to the party. 20 years late, but I'm here.
No, not 20 years. 30 years, okay?
Yeah. I'm here.
Literally 30 years I am late to this fantasy football party, but now I've got the Yahoo Fantasy app all day long. There's nothing I can do. I can't fix things. I can't change things, but I'm watching it all weekend long, and Marcus Grant, our fantasy football expert, is back on Sedano and Cap. Hi, Marcus.
Hey, Cap, now that you say that, I realized that my first fantasy league that I ever played in was literally 30 years ago. So thank you for making me feel old. I appreciate that.
Oh, dude, you don't even understand. George and I, we go way back to 30 years ago. And I can remember I was working at a company at the time called Sportsline USA, which eventually became CBS Sportsline, which eventually became CBSSports.com. And they were the early leaders, I would say even early competitors with ESPN.com for fantasy football. I mean, that was the early days of fantasy football. And I was working there, and they had all these people that were working as what they called fantasy football commissioners, and they were selling the hell out of fantasy football, and I still didn't play. 30 years later, here we go.
Well, welcome. It's never too late.
Yeah. I'm finding myself changing defenses every week. And I really didn't know how to play it this week, so I'll throw it to you. I have taken Cincinnati's defense against Carolina. Is Carolina going to do to Cincinnati what they did to the Raiders? And is Cincinnati not at some point going to win? What do you think about that play?
I think it's not a terrible play. I don't think that Carolina is going to be as good this week as they were last week against the Raiders, but I think they are going to be better with Andy Dalton. I mean, it's the difference of having a 13-year veteran under center versus, a guy in his second year who's still sort of learning and having to deal with a new coordinator. I think that the Panthers are going to look a little bit more competent offensively. But I don't think Cincinnati is a terrible play this week. I still think that for the most part, Carolina is not as talented. They're not as deep offensively. I like Deontay Johnson. I mentioned Andy Dalton. I would say another potential good play, if they are available, would be the Miami Dolphins, simply because right now, three things you can count on: death taxes and Will Levis committing a hilarious turnover at some point during the ball game.
Oh, see, because I went with the Titans as my defense. I picked them up off the waiver wire because I don't think the Dolphins can score.
I don't think that's a terrible idea either. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be Tyler Huntley who gets to start at quarterback. Skylar Thompson got beat up last week. Tim Boyle, he's just not it at quarterback. So it sounds like it'll be Snoop Huntley. But I'm with you. I don't think they're not the same juggernaut as they are with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback.
So I want to ask you, Marcus, about like how to fill in when you've got major injuries on your fantasy team. I mentioned this to you that Deebo Samuel was one of my top guys and Cooper Kupp was one of my top guys. And when you lose two players of their magnitude, that really kills you. But then I got really super lucky last week, and I picked up Jawan Jennings, and little did I know that the guy was going to score 3 touchdowns. So this week I want to go and I want to play Jordan Addison, who hasn't really been playing much yet because he's been injured. What do you think about him and his potential for fantasy scoring?
I think he's got a good potential this week. Shout out to Kevin O'Connell and what the Vikings are doing right now. The fact that here we are, in week 4, and your NFL leader in passing touchdowns is Sam Darnold. I think that speaks a lot to what the Vikings are doing offensively. And so far, Darnold has been doing it. Yeah, he's got Justin Jefferson, which is always great. But he's doing it with Jalen Naylor as his second wide receiver. And so now you add a guy like Addison back. I think he becomes a lot more of a target monster in that offense. I think it becomes kind of a two-person passing game. The Packers are sort of middle of the road defensively, and the way the Vikings are playing both on both sides of the ball, I don't think Jordan Addison's a bad pickup at all, especially, like you mentioned, if you are a team that's dealing with injuries, which everybody is at this point, I think Addison's a really nice fill-in.
All right, Marcus Grant is here on Sedano and Cap. He's doing some fantasy football analysis for us.
Can I jump in real quick, Cappy? I have a question.
Please.
How real is the Justin Fields fantasy numbers? Because he's done fairly well for the most part, and we know he can run the ball. But are you confident enough in his passing ability that he can be someone that can be sustainable for you as a starter?
In his passing, no. I mean, I'm not super confident in it, but that's not the reason people want Justin Fields anyway. It is because of the rushing ability, and anything you get out of him as a passer is a bonus. Look, there were folks who were drafting Justin Fields. He was kind of an end of draft dart throw for a lot of folks anyway. At the time, I think the belief was he's going to eventually start at quarterback. He'll eventually surpass Russell Wilson. I don't think anybody expected that to happen in week 1 of the season. But he's running the ball effectively. He's doing just enough in the passing game. And every week when you watch him, he's getting a little bit more comfortable in Arthur Smith's offense. And I think they just keep adding a little bit more and a little bit more. I think this is a good week to start him, though, if you got him, because the Colts have a lot of holes defensively and especially in the run game. They are awful against the run. So even if Fields doesn't have a huge game passing, I just think his rushing ability will carry the day.
Marcus, in the late window on Sunday, you've got 4 games. And for me, I'll be focused in on the Patriots and 49ers because that's a game that, I want to see if New England, who's a 10-point underdog, can possibly keep it close against the 49ers. I'll also obviously be highly tuned in on the Browns and the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Chargers. But when you 4-box it on YouTube TV, the 4th game that will be going on will be the Commanders and the Cardinals. And in that late window on Sunday, I'm kind of thinking that between the 2 quarterbacks in that game, we might see these guys throwing and running up and down the field. You think that those 2 quarterbacks are going to put up big numbers?
I do. I think that game is going to be a lot of fun to watch. If you like offense, that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, Kyler Murray, I think what happened in fantasy drafts is that we sort of forgot a little bit about Kyler Murray because it had been a while since we saw him fully healthy, and what we've seen early has kind of reminded us of who he is. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks like everything we thought he was going to be. That's a really good offense they got there. And so far, Jaden Daniels has turned out to be the guy that we thought he could be. We knew about his rushing ability. I said he was sort of like a Justin Fields type, but a more polished passer, and that passing part sort of came through last Monday night against Cincinnati, and we saw him connect downfield with Terry McLaurin. Cliff Kingsbury seems to sort of have this thing humming, which, by the way, I guess this is a Cliff Kingsbury revenge game, right, against the Arizona Cardinals this week. So I do think for fantasy it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm very interested in watching these two quarterbacks.
Yeah, me too. Me too. When you and I started talking about drafting, you said to wait into the later rounds for a tight end. But at the time, the number one tight end that I had on my board was Sam Laporta from Detroit.
And he's dinged up.
He has been, he's been a monster disappointment, in terms of fantasy score, to your point, George. A little bit of, I guess, hurt a little bit, but he's not listed as questionable. He's completely supposed to be healthy this week. Sam Laporta, why is he not scoring?
Well, first off, tight end across the board has been just kind of a disaster so far this year. I mean, Laporta hasn't produced. Travis Kelce has been a disappointment. Mark Andrews is missing in action. A lot of your top tight ends have really just been duds so far this year. I think with Laporta, the biggest thing is Jamison Williams. This has been the first normal offseason for Jamison Williams since he was drafted. Remember, he got drafted and he had just torn his ACL in the national championship game. So for all intents and purposes, that first year was kind of a redshirt year for him in the NFL. The second offseason, he was suspended for violating the gambling policy, so he didn't get to participate in the preseason at all. So this has sort of been the first normal preseason he's had, and he's starting to pay off that potential, and it looks like he really is starting to take over a lot of the opportunities that last year went to Laporta. So that, I think, is kind of the biggest concern more than anything is, can they support three pass catchers when you've got to feed Amon-Ra St. Brown? Now Jamison Williams has proven to be a really explosive option. So Laporta is sort of looking like the odd man out. I mean, I think there will be games, but I don't think this was a development that anybody particularly foresaw with Laporta. But it really does fit in line with the fact that generally speaking, tight end has been a major, major disappointment. I mean, look, if you were smart enough to draft Brock Bowers,
I did.
You feel really good about it. Everybody else is sort of, playing hit or miss with the position right now.
So I actually got really lucky at tight end. I'm like one of the only person in my league that got really lucky because I have Brock Bowers and Dallas Goedert on my team.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. I just got super lucky.
That's a nice flex
but
right
here's
there.
the thing. I lost Joe Mixon, so I have to patchwork it at running back right now. Because I have Bijan and then I had Mixon, but now I'm patchworking it with either Rico Dowdle or Steele. So I chose Steele this week, and Dowdle played pretty well for Dallas. Did I make the right decision though with Steele? Do you think?
I think you're going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be much difference. I don't know. Maybe Dowdle is slightly better, but I don't think it's going to be significantly better. The thing with Dowdle and the Cowboys backfield is that it's sort of a disaster right now. Dowdle looks like the best of the bunch, but even that's not saying a whole lot. I mean, if he doesn't catch that touchdown pass last night, it's a pretty awful day for him. I think Steele gets the majority of the work for Kansas City. I think the concern with that game is I think it's going to be fairly low scoring. I mean, the Chiefs offense really hasn't put it together in a significant way so far this season. We know with the Chargers, Harbaugh and Roman, they just kind of want to run the ball. And then especially with Justin Herbert being a little bit hobbled this week, I don't see a whole lot of points there, but I think Steele's going to get a lot of the rushing work. And if they get down near the goal line, he's probably the guy that's going to get those opportunities.
See, if it's a low scoring game, that's why all the gamblers jumped on that, the Chargers +8 early in the week, and it's now down to 7. But I feel like that's the exact reasoning that happened, right, Marcus? Probably that you would guess that would be the reason it happened.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't see a lot of points, which is sort of wild because in past years, when you had
those
back
two.
in
Yeah,
those two. You had Herbert, you had Mahomes, you had them throwing the ball a ton. It was, you expect 38, 37 sort of games. I just don't think that's going to happen this week.
Hey, Marcus, last one from me. If you had the choice this week between starting Brock Purdy or Aaron Rodgers, which one would you start? I
would probably start Purdy. neither matchup is great, but I think I fear the Broncos defense a little bit more than I fear the Patriots defense. I think, for San Francisco, even if Brandon Ayuk sort of gets locked up by Christian Gonzalez, which very well could happen, George Kittle being back, I think is a big boost. Jordan Mason has run the ball effectively. I think the Jets and Broncos is another low-scoring game. Garrett Wilson has sort of been underperforming this year. Breece Hall's a nice option, although Braylon Allen is running the football well. I think it's going to be close, but I think I'd lean a little bit toward Purdy.
All right, there you go. There's our fantasy football expert, Marcus Grant. Marcus, it is great to talk to you. Thank you very much. We will talk to you next Friday. And by the way, are there any nights that we should know? Should we promote that nights that you're going to be on?
The unnamed show.
Yeah, man. NFL Fantasy Live, Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock. I was going to say 3 o'clock Pacific, but we're in L.A., so 3 o'clock on NFL Network. Go check it out.
Okay. I was thinking more like night shows here at 7:10.
No, but definitely promote the NFL Network show.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that actually puts food on my table. But
here's the move. Here's the move. If for the audience that loves Sedano and Cap, DVR, if you have a DVR, and most places still have a DVR, the NFL Network show with Marcus and the crew, and then you listen to us, and then you can watch it back by the time you get home.
There you go. And also, I guess I should promote the fact that I'm on Blue Review, during weekday mornings, 8:30 to 8:55, me and Corporate Greg and Parker Bell.
Yep, big win last night for the Dodgers, wrapped up the division, and Dodgers right now with a 2-1 lead over the Rockies in the bottom of the first. Marcus, we'll talk to you next week. Appreciate you, man.
See you, dude.
Take care, y'all. Be good.
All right, you too. All right, George, you ready for a little big deal or no deal?
Of course.
All right, how about a little Children's Dental Fun Zone before we get there?
Oh, come on, Cappy. One of the toughest thing as a parent is trying to take your kid to the dentist. They don't want to go. It's really a challenge, for sure. And you want someone your child can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Well, I got the place for you. Children's Dental Fun Zone. Fun is in the name for a reason. First of all, you're going to walk into one of these children's dental fun zones. They got 18 locations across the Southland. I'll tell you in a second about those locations. It's going to feel like you walked into a cartoon. Your kids are going to be like, whoa, where did we come to? And they've got those 18 locations across the Southland. They got you covered all over LA County, okay? They got you covered all over Orange County. They got you covered all over the IE. And now their 18th location gets you covered in Oxnard too. Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and a personal attention that your kids absolutely deserve, okay? Children's Dental Fun Zone, this is how they put fun in the name, okay? When your kid is sitting there at the station getting their work done, they got a big screen TV for your kids. Whatever cartoon movie, kids movie they want will be up there. iPads for the kids, toys for the kids in the waiting area, and for parents, they accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. So listen, when you go there, you're going to hear words you never thought you'd hear after your first visit. Mom, Dad, when are we coming back to the dentist? So to book your child's first or next appointment at Children's Dental Fun Zone, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
LAFC fans, big game Saturday, and where are you going to watch it? In Costa Mesa. Join me, Bethel Duran, and the ESPN LA promo squad at the El Mercado Norte in Costa Mesa for an LAFC watch party against Cincinnati. Get there early. Game starts at 4:30. Before that, we're going to be having drink specials at the bar, food specials from the Mercado, and more. A chance to win prizes like Northgate gift cards and some ESPN LA swag. At Mercado Northgate, located at 2300 Harbor Boulevard in Costa Mesa, Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story. Let's go, LAFC.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day.
No title? No problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Now is a great time to visit the Commerce Casino and Hotel, located 7 miles south of downtown LA, just off the 5 freeway. Come experience some of the best action that SoCal has to offer. There's always a seat at the table at LA's Commerce Casino, with the widest variety of poker and table games around, from easy baccarat, hold'em, 21st century blackjack, and many more. Commerce Casino is where the game reigns.
Must be 21. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a 2-night hotel stay and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Kick off the season with huge savings at George Chevrolet. Hurry in and drive home a new Chevy Tahoe or Suburban with $5K in total savings. $5K off new Corvette models. Over $10K off Blazer EV or Equinox EV, and many more. At George Chevrolet, your 6-time Chevy Dealer of the Year in Bellflower, or shop online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Discount calculated off MSRP on select models. Available to all buyers. Corvette offer excludes E-Ray and Z06 models. Must take delivery by 9/30/24. For full details, call 866-949-4805.
Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, Lindsay, you take it away.
All right, guys. So one of the things I noticed on Twitter, I believe this was yesterday, right? Yeah. So the Sky, excuse me, the WNBA team fired their head coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, after one season.
Hall of Famer.
And
Teresa Weatherspoon.
And Angel Reese is not happy about it. She posted a lengthy statement on Twitter in which she endorsed Weatherspoon as a coach and said, quote, she didn't deserve this. She said she's heartbroken. She's lost for words. She was the only person that believed in her, the only one that trusted her. So she's obviously very torn up about the situation. And I don't know, I guess I don't follow, I haven't really been following the WNBA, but I want to know, is this a big deal or no deal that they fired her knowing that their new star rookie player is such a huge fan of her?
Well, I'll say this. The star rookie player also played for one coach in college who happens to also be a Hall of Famer, in Kim Mulkey. And this is her first lesson in professional sports. While I appreciate her standing up for a Hall of Famer in Teresa Weatherspoon, and I do appreciate the fact that she did say that it isn't necessarily her fault, because, the coach doesn't create the roster. You know what I'm saying? And that roster was not very good. So I just feel like it's a bit short-sighted. General managers in professional sports across the board tend to skate and use the coaches as the scapegoats, and unfortunately the WNBA is no different. But it's really just a learning lesson, and welcome to professional sports for Angel Reese, because this is unfortunately what happens.
Yeah, I kind of think you're right here that, when you're a young player, and like you mentioned, George, you only play for one coach in college, and then you play for a team where your coach gets fired, you feel responsible in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get it done, therefore she lost her job, and I don't feel really good about that. But your point about, like, welcome to pro sports, I mean, so many college kids now find this stuff out when they're playing in college because a coach gets fired or a coach takes another job, or, all of a sudden the person that recruited you and the person that you thought you were going to play for is no longer your coach. So she had the advantage of not having that in college. And I think you're exactly right. Hey, girl, welcome, because this is what happens in pro sports. You win, you keep your job. You lose, you get fired.
All right. So last one really quick here. So, Cap, I know that you've been very vocal about your disdain for, like, tip prompts when you are, whether you're at, like, a takeout restaurant or getting coffee or getting your nails done, Cappy. The tip prompts really tick you off, right? Well, there's a lot of restaurants and coffee shops in New York that have started banning tips. So they've gotten rid of the tip jars, they've gotten rid of the iPad prompts. They're banning tips completely, and they're raising the cost of their services. Like, for example, this one coffee shop, a latte is going to cost you $7, but you're not allowed to tip. So, do you think that this is a good idea? This is going to work out, and is it a big deal or no deal? Cappy, you go first.
I will say this. If the employee who is working there is getting paid more money because the tips are no longer, like, put in your face, and I, the consumer, have to pay a little bit more, I'm all for it. If, on the other hand, it is the owner who gets to keep all this money and the employee doesn't make more and then doesn't make tips, then I'm against it. Like, I have a favorite coffee shop here in my neighborhood, and they do two things at this coffee shop: coffee and empanadas. That's it. So it's like bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, ham, egg, and cheese, and then they got the vegetarian version. And every time I go there, I say the same thing. Don't you guys have a tip jar, or isn't there a place for me to tip you guys? And they're like, oh, no, we don't accept tips here. And I like that. And I think that they probably are I'm probably paying more, but I like it. But I kind of feel like if the employees aren't being taken care of, then I don't like it. So
like, for example, in this story, one of the restaurants that was interviewed for it, it's like this small mom and pop shop that said that him and his wife had been working in the hospitality industry since they were 19. So obviously they thought the tipping thing was getting out of control, and they hated the fact that there's so many restaurant or food service workers that rely on tips to survive. And so he pays employees more. He pays in the mid-20s per hour. And then he also actually offers paid time off, which a lot of places, hospitality places don't do. So he pays them more, and that's what they've done, is banned the tips for that reason.
I've got I don't want to make this sound like it's more than it is, but I have these buddies, and they own this hamburger shop down on the beach. And all of the friends, everybody put money into the hamburger shop just because it was going to be a fun thing that a whole bunch of us were going to be a part of. So everybody invested in the burger shop. It's called Jeff's Beach Burgers. And they pay the employees, these kids who would normally get paid minimum wage, they all get paid like $23 or $24 an hour. And that's because they want these kids to be happy. They want them to show up on time. They want them to be prideful about their work. So they pay them a lot more than minimum wage. I like that. George, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm with you too. I agree with everything you've said wholeheartedly. Like, but I do hope it doesn't. It's not going in the owner's pocket. To me, that's the biggest thing. If you're going to take that tip stuff away, because we have a colleague who works on college football with us. She's a young lady, and she's like our graphics. Young lady? She's a young lady.
Oh, I thought he's a young lady. Okay, excuse me. Keep going.
she's a young lady who works as our graphics coordinator, and she has a part-time job. She lives in Charlotte, and she works 1 day a week at this steakhouse, like right across the street from her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that she was just lamenting about how there's this one customer who will come and like she just drinks wine, and she goes there fairly regularly, and she at times she leaves very, very little tip, and sometimes has not left a tip at all. And she just sits at a table to drink wine with her friends, and she talks about how like that sucks for her because she loses money in that exchange because you have to help tip the bartender when they make a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like
We
that.
call them
So
campers in the service industry.
right. So I think that like to me that's the thing. I don't have a problem with tips at all. Like I get that there's certain aspects of it that have gotten a little out of control, but like I just still think that those things are really important because there's people that live off them, particularly in the service industry.
Oh, tell me about it, man. My daughter has been working at this pizza shop for like years, and my other daughter works at this ice cream shop, and they'll come home and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I made like $4 in tips tonight. I'm like, oh, my God, really? That's it? Especially at the ice cream shop. People are cheap when it comes to that, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I hope it all works out for all those people that are working there because I will pay more if you don't stick that thing in front of me that goes, hey, you want to tip 25%? No, not really because I don't like it. I don't like you guys forcing me into it. And I don't like being guilted into it. You know what I mean? I think you do. All right, George, let's get ready for our final segment and a little dealer's choice that I got to talk to you about something here. But first, let's talk about PrizePicks. Because this is the last weekend of the month of September where you get the free square with Caleb Williams. So all he has to do is pass for half a yard, really more like 1 yard, and you get the Caleb Williams free square. So if you are not yet playing PrizePicks, you got to download the app, use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, and you got to click on that Caleb Williams square because you're already halfway to winning as long as Caleb Williams can throw for a yard.
All right, but what else are we pairing here, Cappy? Like, to me, that's the question, is what else are we trying to do to try to get those victories?
Okay, so what I've started to do is this. I took the Caleb Williams free square, and I put together, there's a play up at the top of the app called Specials. So you know how they say that the kid who's the quarterback at Nebraska, I think his name is Dylan Raiola, that he looks just like Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
So PrizePicks understands the like internet trend of putting pictures of those two guys together. So they've created a special play where you've got Dylan Raiola and Nebraska's playing against Purdue, and you've got Patrick Mahomes, and obviously the Chiefs are playing against the Chargers. Combine the two of them for more than 482.5 passing yards. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I kind of like that one, Cappy. I do. I like that one. And by the way, there's also the WNBA playoffs happening, Cappy. And now I think that some of these are some of the ones we go less.
Okay.
Now I know people are going to say, well, Sedano, you were more on Asia Wilson and Afisa Collier, in their last game. I said yes, because they're closeout games in the first round. Now the competition is more fierce. So, like, for example, the Aces are playing the number 1 seed, the Liberty, who they faced off against in the finals last year. So Asia Wilson at 24.5, I may go less in game 1 because I feel like the Liberty are going to do everything they can to stop her.
That game's on Sunday, so this is actually good because you can put the WNBA together with the NFL. What about Nafisa Collier? Because they're also playing Sunday, Minnesota against Connecticut. Her more or less number is 23.5 points. What would you say there? Ooh, a Sedano sigh.
That one's going to be close. If I guess it would be a stay away, but if I had to pick one, I would probably go, man.
Say it.
Let me think about it. I don't, it's just one of those things, Cappy, where it's like, if I had to pick, I think I'd go more on her there, even though I don't think it'll be much more.
Okay, got it. All right, so now all of a sudden we've got a play put together here. We've got the Dylan Raiola, Patrick Mahomes special play of more than 482.5 passing yards. We've got Caleb Williams with the free square. This is the last chance to dance at more than half a passing yard. Asia Wilson for less than 24.5 points, and Nafisa Collier for more than 23.5 points. Oh, by the way, just so you know, the Dato data, George, says less on passing yards for Derek Carr this weekend because the Saints' offensive line is all beat up. It's less on the running back. His name is just escaped my brain. The kid from the Saints. I just can't. I lost his name. Less on
Alvin
him.
Kamara?
Thank you, Alvin Kamara. And less on Ford, the running
back. He's
back.
not a kid, though. That's why. You kind of confused me for a second. I thought you were thinking of somebody else.
And less on the running back for the Browns, Ford. So it's less on rushing yards for Ford, less on rushing yards for Kamara, less on passing yards for Derek Carr. But that's not my pick. Those are that's Dato data, just so you know. Okay. So, George, let's encourage everybody. Download the PrizePicks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first $5 play. You get the $50 bonus whether you win or lose. Let's play together. Let's win together. And, George, let's do it on
PrizePicks.
Yeah.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Come to Cardin Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SC for only $189 a month plus tax for 36 months, or $199% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Cardin Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway, or CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com.
Lease for $189 plus tax, license and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease, 10K miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. 1.99% APR at $28.64 per $1,000 finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 9/30/2024.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train.
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks, think train.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense are money to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
At Norm's, we like it on the bone. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking 3/4 pound T-bone steaks starting at just $16.99. Make it a trio with shrimp and bone-in wings, or get steak and eggs with hash browns and hot cakes, each for a few dollars more. Available all day, every day.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a two-night hotel stay and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
All right, Georgie, final segment music. You want to take this one or you want me to take it?
I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to try to hit the post or should I try to hit the post?
I don't know. I like to hit the post on occasion, but sometimes I like it when you get really close and then you hit the post. What should we do?
I mean, listen, we can discuss this as much as you want, but at some point, one of us has to hit the post there, Jack.
And the post was hit. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dealer's Choice and the Real Deal. It is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. You want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is offer. It's a competitive cash offer. They'll buy it as is. No repairs needed. They'll make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. DRE number 01961658. Did everybody get that?
I did.
Got it.
Okay. Hey, quick Dealer's Choice for you, George. So I told you my daughter is at a semester abroad in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I am like a nervous wreck about this whole thing.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, she's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Her semester abroad is in Amsterdam. But these kids, every weekend, they travel throughout Europe. And it all sounded great when it was somebody else's kid. Doesn't sound so great when it's my kid. And I'm just going to tell you something, man. I never had this opportunity as a kid. I didn't grow up like that, you know, and I didn't have the time during college to go to study abroad. I was playing ball, and there was no getting away.
You were kicking.
This kid goes from Amsterdam this weekend to Munich, Germany for Oktoberfest. I'm tracking her on Find My. I'm tracking her on Life 360, and I can't get a hold of her, and I can't reach her, and she's not answering her phone, and she's not returning texts, and all I'm thinking about is that I'm going to become Liam Neeson because I don't have that particular set of skills. You know what I mean? If I got to go over there and kick some ass, you know what a big giant wuss I am.
Somebody's going to kick your ass.
So thankfully, I finally heard from this kid. So
okay.
Just a nervous wreck.
Well, there's also a 9-hour time difference or 10-hour time difference in some places, you know?
I know, but I'm just a nervous guy. What can I tell you?
I mean, she's posting pictures on Instagram. She's clearly there somewhere, you know?
Yeah, that is true. Hey, let's get out of here. But before we do, talk to us about Next Gen. What do you say?
The official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. That's right, Cappy. The best of the biz, man. They got tons of 5-star reviews online to prove it, and you keep your home comfortable year-round with their Next Gen Rewards membership plan. Yep, get your whole home covered with multi-point tune-ups, professional cleanings on your home's air conditioning and water heater systems, full plumbing inspections, complimentary diagnostic charges, and discount parts on repairs. So how do you join the Next Gen Rewards membership plan? Well, that's pretty easy, actually. All you do is call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN, 833-3-NEXGEN. Or you can visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com. And it's only $14.99 a month to keep your home good to go all the time, year-round. $14.99 a month for ESPN LA fans. That's half price, normally $29.99 a month. But again, it's only for a limited time. You can get that half price deal. So, and by the way, here's an extra bonus here. If you join the Next Gen Rewards membership plan, you get on the VIP list for guaranteed 2-hour window priority service appointments when something really goes wrong. So you're in good graces there as well. So NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. So call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. Or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your next appointment.
All right, George, let's rock out of here. Great job by DeAndre. Amazing job by Lindsay Baseball this week. We will celebrate her birthday on Monday with a birthday turkey bacon club sandwich at Commerce Casino. Lindsay Baseball, have a happy birthday tomorrow. Have a great weekend, everybody. And until Monday, peace out, everybody.
This is the Rams Report. Here's Travis Rogers.
The Los Angeles Rams get their first win of the season with a walk-off shot, 26